Hello everyone and welcome. Have we got sound? We have got sound. Excellent. Welcome to Laurence Plays Satisfactory. It's been a week since I last played this, and in that time I've actually left the game running a little bit, all on its own, in an attempt to get it to to catch up a bit and to try and make some progress on that Phase 4 objective up there in the top corner. And I felt slightly dirty about doing this, but then someone told me last week that the reason that the Phase 4 objective is so over the top and I'm muted. That shouldn't be the case. OBS is picking me up. That's weird. I think. Yeah. That's very weird. Okay. Let's. How's that? Can you hear me now? Oh, just very quiet. Oh, right, I know. I bet I know what's happened. Okay, one moment, please, while I prevaricate about with this. No, I'll try. I will fix it anyway. Okay, everything's going to be really, really loud in a moment, so you might want to turn it back down again. Everything's going to be really, really loud in a second when I start talking again normally. So you'll want to drop the volume. You'll want to drop the volume back down a bit if you've turned it up. And there we go. I think, although it's now probably doubled. Let's do that as well. There we go. Right, now things should be about right. So, hello Thorian and Doopy. Welcome to both of you. And hopefully this will be the end of the technical difficulties of this stream. I had a bit of a faff trying to get everything up and working. Switching between screens between multiple computers is fiddly, it turns out, and it just doesn't seem to work quite as neatly as I would like it to. Anyway, what was I saying? Yes, so since the last stream, I've left the game running overnight once in an attempt to give it a bit of a nudge in the right direction, and so that is how I've managed to get all of these computer assembly director systems in here. So there's about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 675, so a good half of what I need have been produced. However, I woke up in the morning to find a spectacular train jam down there, and things just didn't seem to be running quite as neatly as they should have been. So my plan for today is to sort of play around with it a bit, get things moving, and see what sort of progress we can make, and try and work out where the bottlenecks are at this stage of the game. So I did a little bit of fiddling, let's see, last week. Over here, I haven't done any sort of massive new builds because that sort of thing should be done on stream. But last week I built up and expanded the area out. It was over here, wasn't it? Yes. So we've now got an extra area out here that's building up more of the reinforced iron plates. and then feeding them over here to be made into the cube. Feeding them more machines making them to feed them over here to be made into the cubes. And we seem to have more reinforced plates than we need now, which is a little bit of a surprise. Oh yeah, they're making loads of these cubes, which are making the reinforced cubes, and then over here, of course, naturally, we've now run out of something else. So over here, you can see that we're now a bit short of the automated wirings, and we've got enough heavy modular frames. So I think one of the things I'm going to need to do is follow the automated wirings back, and those are being made, oh, I can't remember, is it another floor down? I think it is, but the problem is I'm a little bit concerned about the input supplies of all the resources to make these now. So you can see over here, these aren't being made quite as quickly as they should be. We've got a decent amount backed up along here, so maybe just coming along here and slug moduling all of these would actually make it run enough faster to keep up, because all the inputs seem to be pretty good. Or alternatively, I could just shove in another machine making them. That would also be quite a nice idea. And there is a convenient gap in the middle here, so maybe that's what I'll do. However, first things second, or second things first, or I don't know what order I'm doing stuff in at the moment, essentially. Let's go back up topside, make a chest of shame, and then I can take all the goodies from over here away and hand them in, and we can and then we'll give us a feel for how we're getting on. So let's see it. In order to do this, I need an organisation thing, which means a personal storage box. I'll put that there, and then into this box I shall put all of these reinforced plates and steel beams and that, all these sort of things that I don't really need right now. I'll sort that up to all go up there. And out of here I can grab all of these, and there we go. That's a decent amount in my inventory. Then I want to get over there, but we're going to do this in several parts because I've got so much stuff in my inventory now that I'm going to do things slightly differently. So, the first thing I need to... No, not that button. First thing I need to do is remember how to play this game. Second thing is switch over to the jetpack, because then I can drift over this way, fly through the air with the greatest of ease, head back down to the elevator and hand in some of this stuff that I'm carrying. There's a balloon animal hanging around, as usual. And, can I touch down on the platform? Nope, I can immediately jump off it. There we go. So into here, let's put all of that. Boom, there we go. So now we are noticeably over 50%. So I mean, it's going well. I would like it to be going better, but I'll take 50% as being a significant improvement over the sort of the trickles we were getting before when I wasn't cheating. And by cheating, I mean leaving the game running when I go to bed. So that's that one. The other two things, well, as you can see, I've already finished the the magnetic containment bottles. But the jet propulsion rockets and the nuclear pastas, well, let's go over here and find out how that's getting on, because I haven't really been keeping an eye on these, because it was the computer systems that were the worry, TM. The stuff over here, well, there seems to be some empty belts, but the stuff over here is more of a concern. Now, there seems to be a distinct shortage of copper coming up here, so that's not good, but we'll do a bit at a time. So here we go, we've got 100, 200, 301, and I need 442. So it's progress, but we're definitely not there. So that's sort of working, but it hasn't got there yet. So we'll need to come back and have a look at that one. And then over here, this is where the turbo rocket motor things go. Now we've got lots of these. How many do I need? I need about 170. So let's take 200. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we now have enough of those. So let's turn this machine off, just in case that's eating up huge quantities of I don't know what. In case that's eating up lots of the copper that should be going into the other machines. Now, if it is, it's going to be going into these things somewhere, and we've got a load of buffers to fill up before we'll actually start to before we'll start to feel the extra copper over at the nuclear pastamatron. However, it's at least a good start. Okay, now we've got the copper flowing again now, so we are making the nuclear pasta again. So that's good. Still, I think for just going away and leaving it running overnight, having got to the point where I've not got enough momentum, having got to the point where we've now got 2 of the things finished and 1 of them quite close to finished, that's pretty satisfying. I think that was very worth doing. Even if I did wake up in the morning and go, oh, for goodness sake, another train jam, that's not what I want. But you know, you can't have everything. So now I can buzz back over here, interfere with the space elevator. That's got a hell of a clipping box. Right, and into here I can put some of them and load all of them. So now I'm stuck with 30, well, I say stuck with, I've got 36 of these in my inventory. Hand those away, but hand those into the Crushermatron and turn them into tokens. But basically, that's now got things. That's got things moving in about the right sort of direction. And as you can see, we're less than 150. Where am I going? We're less than 150 away on the nuclear pasta, so that's not too bad. Where is it? There, this one. So we don't need that. I'm not carrying a load of screws around with me. That's silly. A lot of this stuff is actually kind of useful. Fuse module, actually they are kind of useful. I can turn them into mumble drills. Silica, I can get more of that if I need it. There we go, that'll do. Yes, indeed, fairly satisfactory. I'll say very satisfactory for when everything is working, I think. Because at the moment, the adaptive control unit, no, not adaptive control units, the assembly director systems, I've actually remembered the name, that's a first, that we're building up here. Still not really sufficient, and they're not actually. That's a lot of height. I don't need this much height. They're not sufficient. They're not working. They need sorting out, and I'll do that over here. So as we discussed at right at the beginning of the episode, down here, we're making the adaptive control units. That's these sort of triangle ball things that can be coming through there, and they are currently very, very short of the automated wirings. And the automated wirings are being made down another floor. Okay, good. That's nice and easy to find. Then so down here, yeah. So we've got machines making them. So if I chuck in another machine in the middle of here, I won't be able to afford it because I emptied all my inventory out into the boxes above. Let's go and get some more. Let's go and get some of that stuff back, and then work out what it was that we don't actually need, that we need. So I shall collect my box of shame before somebody says something rude to me about it. It's over here, it's hiding behind this container over here. That's a nice personal storage box. I'll have that. There we go. So that's all the stuff I was carrying around with me before. So hopefully that's going to be everything I need in order to make this. And if not, hopefully I'm going to be making whatever else I need in this factory somewhere, or this sub-factory. So I want another one of these guys in here like that, because there's a nice convenient space for it. I now need to work out how to get the inputs into it, and power as well, of course, but inputs first. So these things need they need these two things. So if I get rid of this belt for the moment, and if I put in an elevator matron here like this, and then I put another one of these on the top of there, splitter like but input from that side, I think that feels right. Then Mark III belt from here into here, and same out the other side. Then that's almost completely uninterrupted. I can then do copy, paste over here, and then run power from. Oh, conveniently, there's actually run. Let's put in another pylon just because I don't like. I feel bad taking the last cable on the pylon and not putting in some extra what's name. So there we go. That's now probably. Yes, there we go. It's drawing them in nicely off that belt there. Excellent. So that's working. Over here, I also need the wiring, the cables. So I'll put another splitter matron on here like that, and then I can run a belt from there into there. So it's going to be supplied with those. And then over here on the other side, the merger goes in over here like that, and we run a belt in there. And so that has given me an increase of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 18% or so. So it's gone up by a sixth. I suspect that's not going to be enough. My concern is the number of cables we have coming along here. Whether we're actually going to have enough to feed all of the machines we've got. Which one was it? Oh, this is the extra machine. Yeah, so now we're starting to struggle a bit here. I guess I've got too many here. So if I put in a splitter along here and then run this belt from here to here, then we can do a spot of top up. Now I should probably be using a smart splitter around here, and I should say that this way should be the priority. So let's not worry about that actually. Slugs would indeed help, and I do have some slug modules, so I will get sluggy in a moment. But yeah, this is so far working out. At the moment, it's filling up the buffers of a machine over there, so that's why it's. So we can leave it doing that for a moment, and then we'll see what the quantities on the belt look like in a minute, and then decide whether more upgrades are better. Because at the moment, well, I mean, I'll say I've given it an 18% increase. That's not going to be enough. It needs to be sort of about twice as fast. Hey, regular, welcome. So I could put in more machines along here, but I feel that's probably just going to end in tears, and it'll probably move my tears, and we don't really want that. But over here, we have now topped up. We have got the full 200 cables in there. Is this the right one? Yes. We've now got the full 200 cables in here, so this is full. We've stopped filling up buffers. So the flow rate we see along here now is the sort of the actual speed that we're going to be going at. and therefore, if I want to put in more machines, then I need to make sure that this is sort of, you know, keeping up. And over here we are, well, they're being chucked out as fast as they're being produced, but that's because we're right at the business end over here. This machine has also chucked them out as fast as it can. This one's got 157 in it though, so I feel like it's going pretty well. I feel like we have a decent supply of cables. I'm going to put in one more machine in the interest of sort of gradually pushing the problem back until I find where the problem actually is. Now, one of the problems with Satisfactory, so Satisfactory has this thing where all of the machines keep massive buffers in themselves, and in a way that's quite nice because it means they keep working for quite a long time, even if you're doing some rebuilding around there, or if something breaks, or just generally they just keep running, and that's sort of nice. However, the problem with it is it means that it makes it when you put in extra capacity, it makes it much harder to tell whether things are working nicely or whether you've actually broken something, and you're not going to be able, you're not going to realise for half an hour until all the buffers, I put that the wrong way around, until all the buffers empty. So whereas Factorio, the machines will unless you feed them, actually hand feed them yourself, or if you're using loaders, but we'll ignore that for now because that's not non-standard. Unless you're actually hand feeding them yourself, you'll never get to the point where the machine you'll only ever have about enough resource in a machine to run it about twice, and that means that you don't have quite the same sort of filling up enormous buffers thing to throw you off or lull you into a false sense of security that you get in this game. So I'm not going to unequivocally say either is better or worse because they both have their advantages. However, as a hardened Factorio player, having the difference is a little bit surprising. And having go in there, please. Thank you. That's the wrong way. What do you? Did I put that up? Oh, for goodness sake! I'm not concentrating properly. Having it behave differently is weird, and that takes some getting used to. So we'll hook all this up, and we'll see whether we run into shortages. So over here we're filling up quite nicely. I mean, it's going to take a while for this to get to 200, and for this to get to I think the only fill state is up to 100. How far long has the save been going on for? Oh, a while. Let's have a quick look. 162 hours, including the AFK time. 146 hours of actual play. 147 hours of actual play. So yeah, a while, which is why I'm now reasonably in the end game, should we say? Things have gone pretty well. So yeah, we've pulled the 150 out of that machine over there and pulled them straight over into this one to try and fill this one's buffers up. The question, well, notably that is not 150, so I have suspicions that the production rate is not going to be able to keep up. Although now, having said that, we now have too many over here, so yeah, is difficult. What I should be doing here is what I should be doing is running them all off the same input feed. So we should have actually along here. These are merger. What I should be doing is having a splitter along here. No. Yeah, I should be running this belt all the way along. So let's do that. Let's get rid of you, and all of this, and put it all onto a single set of belts, because that way all of the machines will be working together rather than sort of working against each other. Isn't right. They're not working against each other, but they aren't working. They are working separately, so they're feeding separate systems. I will have to upgrade some belts doing this, of course, but that's okay. Upgrading belts is absolutely fine and is definitely a thing we can do. So you're a Mark III. Okay, we'll put you in for now, and we'll see how you get on. And then over here, I want to pull up this belt, and I suppose I can put a splitter on the end of there. Except I don't want to. I want to put it there. And that pylon's in the way, that's a shame. And there. And there. There. And there. And there. Right, and now I can just run one belt all the way up the middle of all of these. Like this. Okay, it's not actually going through the middle of that. Every single bloody... It's the wrong way around. I don't even... Oh. My attention to detail appears to be suffering a little bit today. There must be a day ending in a Y. So get rid of all of those again. Let's do that again, but correctly this time. So you are a splitter. You have to take... What? Is this one wrong as well? So, along here, right. Taken from that side. There we go. And all the rest do the same. This. Right, feels better. I don't even know if those are lined up properly. We'll see. Right, and now I can belt from there to there. Are they coming along here? No, because that isn't joined up. Okay, let's join that in at the back there. And also let's upgrade that belt, because that's clearly not a fast belt. And that one? No, that one. That one is already a Mark IV. Excellent. So yeah, along there, and then there, and there, and there. You see this? Fine. You see, at this point, this is when the buffers in all these machines is quite useful, because these machines have all kept running. At least, yeah. They're still running because they had a couple of hundred of these cables. No, don't do that. Buffered in them. So they're able to just carry on, even though I cut the supply off for a while. And that doesn't happen in Factorio. In Factorio, if you cut machines off while you're doing a bit of a rebuild, they will stop running quite quickly because they won't have their supply of whatever it is they need. Whereas this things run a little bit longer. Okay, so there we go. We are now chucking the cables through at quite a rate. But why is this cable belt stuttering? I don't know, but it shouldn't be. Oh, it's stuttering because it's being fed in from these two. Okay, that's fine. So yeah, now we can pour all of that supply that we're building up while we're faffing around with things. All of this can pour through here. This is already a Mark IV belt. I don't think I need to upgrade these. Oh, I don't have the beams to do it anyway. Yeah, so this will now hopefully pull all this through. All of these machines can fill up. We'll eventually get some through all the way down to here, although that may take a little while because it's only getting a 2 to the nth of them through. Actually, they're being split 3 ways over here as well. So yeah, but we've got lots and lots of these cables flowing in, and we're gradually going to be filling these machines up. So this one's up to 140. Eventually it'll get to the 200, and things will be a little bit better. But as I was saying, these buffers are kind of why I need to give the machines some time to try and fill. Between having gone in and done some faffery with it, it now takes a while for it to fill all the buffers back up again. So it swings and roundabouts. I'm more used to the other way of doing things, but I can certainly see some advantages of doing them this way. And yeah, the cables are flowing through at a reasonable rate. Problem is, I don't know whether these are flowing in faster than they're being used up or not. But let's upgrade these belts anyway, so we can get, because these look like they're not quite full, or no, sorry, they look like they are full, and therefore I want them to run faster. Because we're having cut it off over there, the cables that should be in those machines will all have buffered up in these machines. So we can now see we've got quite a lot flowing out along here. The cables are coming out of these machines at a decent rate. We've got them pouring through here. I suppose I could come through and do some more upgrades, get all this to Mark V belts, and then we'll get them through even quicker. And that way I'll get some more reinforced concrete in my inventory, because that's quite useful stuff. So I'll just do a little bit of upgrading along to, you know what, let's just do the whole lot, because why wouldn't I? That's Mark V anyway. Right. So there we go. Now we've got okay, we've pulled through all of the buffer that was waiting in those machines now, and we are. There's enough in these machines for them to actually work, so that's pretty good. They're able to run. They're able to keep working. I think that's probably, well, it's a promising start anyway. So I've stuck 2 extra machines on here on top of 6, so that's an extra 33%. I reckon I sort of felt like it needed roughly doubling, but I don't know how accurate that is, because I felt like every time I came up here, it looked like they were about half as. It looked like whether these machines were running at about half speed, like they were, they just weren't ready to go again when one build finished. And now you see this one's actually on 27 now out of 15, so that was very nearly ready to go again. So fingers crossed. It's not quite there right now, but I've built some more throughput in down here, so maybe it'll be okay, maybe. Or possibly more likely, we'll just run out of these coil winding things, because I calculate all the numbers very carefully. Yeah, they're being pulled out of these machines as fast as they're being made now, I think. So Yeah, the status might be the next thing that runs out. But then that's how these games always are. You find a thing you want, which in this case is the assembly director units about 3 floors up from here, and then you follow back and you follow back and you follow back, finding out where the problems are, and eventually you go, okay, there aren't enough of these being made, so I better improve that, and then you go, okay, well I need to work on this and then that, and eventually you sort of you kind of get there. My concern over here though is that we're bringing copper in as fast as copper can be brought in. Now that actually isn't true. I could have some more machines over here making even more cables, and that would again speed things up a bit. I think what I'll do at this point is I'll go away and I'll leave this for a bit and I'll let it run. I'll go over and have another look at the nuclear pasta over in the distance and see how that's getting on, because that also seemed to have some copper shortages. So if I can get that running nicely, then, well, it only needs another 150, but 141, but it'll get there sooner. Whereas I need another 1854 of the assembly director units, which is why I've been letting the game run AFK, because they take about, I think it's about 1.5 per minute of those they're produced at. Although I do have 2 machines, so maybe it's 3 a minute. But even so, producing 2,000 at 3 a minute is kind of slow. Oh, the particle accelerator is running. Nice. So we've had some successes over here. If I take a look at this machine, we are on. Yeah, I would say that's probably going to have enough in it to run again immediately as soon as this finishes. So that's going nicely. We've got we need another 40 to come through in the other 50% of it producing this this cube. And if we look over here, there is nothing happening at the moment because there is no copper. Lovely. Can I do anything about that? That's the next question. Yes, I've turned off both of them. So at the beginning of this episode, or this stream, I turned off the machine over there that's making the rocket thruster things. It's still going to be having all the buffers on the belts filled up. There's only so far I can be bothered to go along turning all the machines off, but it is going to at least stop the end stage of production. I turned the magnetic containment doohickeys off a couple of weeks ago or a week ago when they finished. So okay. We've got a nice spray of copper coming through now. It is mostly working, but I think we're occasionally run out. I think the station down at the bottom sometimes empties. So yeah, can't have everything. Yes. Okay. But there is some more copper powder going in. There we go. We've got enough. Yeah, we've got enough to run it twice now. So that is working very, very nicely. And if we look over here, we've made another 7 since I last came over and poked it. So that's looking promising. I'm happy with that. I just wish the assembly director units were being made a bit faster. So that is, I could go in and start building more stuff up. It's got to the point where I sort of don't want to make that part of the factory too much bigger, because it's a kind of awful mass of spaghetti. and whilst I can add more inputs. Sorry, I can add more processing of the various steps to it. There's only so far you can go with that before you start to run into input problems. And what I should actually probably be doing is making some of the stages elsewhere and shipping them in. But I'm not quite sure. But I haven't really thought it through carefully enough to work out which ones yet. So instead of all that, I'm going to go back over to the nuclear power area and just check on that, see how everything's getting on over there. And in the process, I'm going to heavily irradiate myself and probably die. But we'll try and avoid that one, because I'd rather not. The other thing I did last week was obtain large quantities of extra rubber. So that's probably worth having a bit of a look at. That's not a good time for an autosave. There we go. Thank you. So yes, all these machines over here that were making the mag field generators, they've all been turned off. So that's happy and fine, and they're not wasting everything. So let's go over into the really radioactive areas and have a look at the plutonium waste stuff that's coming out. So we've got 3 stacks, well, less than 3 stacks of it at the moment, and there's many room for many in there. So I'm not worried about that at all. Down on the ground, there'll be the I say on the ground, on a floor down, there'll be we've got nuclear waste in these things over here, and that's taking the uranium waste away to be made into the plutonium fuel things. No, not Q. Tab. There we go, that one. And so along here we've got nothing in that box. We've got nothing in that box. We've got some in that box. So that box is half full. So we've got 2.5 boxes of uranium waste to get through before we've cleaned it all up. But it's being used up. I believe it's being used up faster than it's being created because I think those were all at least partly full before. Ooh, falling out the sky. They were all at least partly full before. So that's going well. We're disposing of the nuclear waste and turning it into a different type of nuclear waste, but turning it into a lot less of a different type of nuclear waste, and so that's worthwhile. And we're making quite a lot more power out of it as we do so. So that's working very nicely. Rubber is coming into the factory. Oh yeah, that's way over there. Let's go and see. Let's see if we can get over there. How good is my how much can I curl when I'm on my jetpack? So let's go in here. And then try and go this way, because the new rubber supply is being brought into the area down here where we're making computers. And I think this was another thing I put in a small tweak to in the in between streams. I tried not to do too much of that because I know you guys all want to see me doing basically everything, and I didn't want too much of it to be missed out of the stream. I said switch jetpacks. I didn't want too much of it to be switched out. It's changed between streams. But all I did down here was okay, that's not what I thought I'd done. This is the rubber, isn't it? Yes, it is. Right, there we go. I've apparently completely cut off this station. So what I thought I'd done is I put in a box here for this to feed into and the station to feed into, with the idea being the priority is from this rubber supply that's being brought in from all the way over there from the new oil processing area that I set up last time. Turns out I got fed up with that idea and just went, well, sod it, we won't use this station anymore. We'll just park the train in here permanently. We've got a quantity of rubber. We've got 9,600 rubber in here. That's a lot of rubber, and there's probably another 6,000 in the train, which is a bit wasteful, I will admit that. But with this now running off this system rather than before, I think I had it. Oh yes, before I had it feeding into the station and then coming out of the station to go up here, and that meant that it got interrupted whenever a train pulled in, and that was a bit of a nonsense. And also, I think it meant it used quite a lot of what was being brought over by train. But since we're making so much rubber off that way, and this is just getting turned into computers, I thought it made more sense to bring it in like this and just feed it straight through and not worry about this station. Yeah, there's 15,000 rubber stuck in there, but it was silly. We'll try and ignore that. Yeah, so this area is now working quite nicely, generating the computers at. I mean, this is a reasonably healthy speed to be generating computers at. I think they're quite advanced items, and so having them coming through at this sort of rate, I'm reasonably happy with. And then down here we have there's a few hundred sitting in the station here, and this area is basically here to produce the computers that then get taken over to that big factory, the one we're just looking at, where we're making the assembly director units. So they're now taken over there, where we were making computers over there before, but now we're just shipping them over from here, and that means there's a lot less demand on the plastic and the copper and so on in that area. We can now just move the demand over to here, where it's fed by a different set of trains. So that's all going pretty well, I think. And as you noticed from when I was buzzing around, looking at all the various different areas, we don't seem to have any serious shortages anymore. All the machines I actually care about, well, I say no shortages. We don't have any raw material shortages, so we've got enough copper and rubber and gold and so on coming in here. Actually, gold is a little bit of a concern. Do we have a decent supply of gold? Yes, we do. Okay, so we've got enough copper, we've got enough gold, we've got enough rubber coming in over here now, finally. And so this all seems to be working pretty well. While I'm going around looking at resources and seeing how they're doing, let's go and have a look at the original rubber area, because that is still feeding rubber to some places. Now, most of those probably don't actually require rubber anymore. Probably. I don't know. I think I want to go over and have a look, though, because I feel like it's an area which has been problematic in the past. And I put in some mitigating factors now. Mitigating factors is not the right word. Alleviating factors, as in another rubber supply factory. So let's go over there and have a look at how much rubber and how much plastic we seem to have at this point. Because those are important things. We're getting through quite a lot of them. Ow. was a bit further. Run. Dropped a bit further than I expected. Right. So, yes, over here, this is my original oil processing area, petrochem, if you will. Although I mostly call it that because I haven't played the Angel Bob's mod pack for Factorio, so that's a little bit anachronistic, not necessarily the term that Satisfactory would use. So, over here, how are we getting on? There is... Okay, so this station is full of rubber and full of fuel, and merrily filling up with plastic, and I can't look in there because there's a train. Yes, there's a train waiting for some plastic. Okay, that's fair enough. Oh, and this station is full of rubber as well. That's amazing. So we have enough rubber. Wow, I'm amazed, to be honest, by that. That's really, really good. And we don't seem to have another train in here waiting to come in and get some plastic, so that's a good sign as well. It's just this one's waiting here and not leaving because it's waiting. It's waiting for some plastic, and there's currently 717. That's not very much. Maybe another train's just left with some. It is going up quite quickly though. We've got quite a lot of plastic coming in here. Let's go down and have a bit of a look at the plastic production. Since I'm over here, we might as well just go and have a look-see. So we've got the belt coming up, the lift coming up there with all the plastic on it. It's coming along the belt along here, and up the belt along here. Now this makes me think: should I, at this point, be putting in some sort of smart system? I know we're already turning all of the lots of the rubber into plastic along here, in order to use up the purple that's coming through here. How full are you? Very, very full. How about you? You're very, very empty. Okay. It says these machines are running a bit slowly. That's interesting. So I thought this was all set up as a very carefully ratioed system, and it should just work. However, maybe not. I could speed up some of these machines, then I'd probably have problems with these ones being too slow. I could just say I don't really care. There's a decently healthy supply of plastic coming in from there. There's more coming in from down the bottom, at least in theory. I can't see any coming along the belt though. Oh yeah, there's a bit coming in from down there. Not very much. I feel there should be a lot more plastic coming in from down there. Let's go down and have a look. Because we've got all of this processing down here. It's a bit of a tangle, I know, but yeah, there's that pipe is empty. This pipe is also empty. This is me not quite able to remember how the whole system works. Okay, yeah, I remember. So we've got machines still along here making plastic, and then we've got some making rubber in order to feed it in over here to be made to use up the fuel oil excess and turn that into more plastic. It's not enormous amounts of it coming out, but it's basically working, and there isn't room down here to do anything else. The second tier, that's this one up here. I think this one is making lots. I think this one is just straight up making plastic. We seem to have full of crude oil though. Over here we have. Yeah, we're struggling. Everywhere seems to be struggling to get rid of the purple heavy oil residue, which is weird because it's supposed to all be balanced. This is then supposed to go into the machines over here and be turned into fuel oil. Okay, we've got too much fuel oil, and then the fuel oil is supposed to be combined with rubber and to be turned into more plastic. So I suspect what's happened here is that we've had some sort of rubber production crisis. Yeah, so over here we've run out of rubber because because the rubber making machines have got too much fuel oil in the output, and so they're not running. So we've got plenty of rubber upstairs, but down here we just don't have enough. So I could nick that rubber from there for a moment and then put it in this machine, and that would make things work briefly, but I don't think that's sustainable. Let's go up topside. We'll go and grab some rubber, and then feed it into the machines down there manually, and hopefully that'll kick things into working, and we'll be able to sort things out a bit. And then hopefully, we'll get more plastic through as well. So, can I open this box? I can, excellent. So because there's a train in the station, but there isn't a wagon in that platform, so that allows me to open that up. So it's quite possible the same problem is happening down at the bottom as well. So we'll go and check that next. But for now, I want to come over here, and I want to feed this machine a stack of rubber and a slug. And I want to feed this machine a stack of rubber and a slug. There we go. So that'll start working now. There we go. So it's producing the plastic. So as soon as it produces some plastic, like that, it'll then pull in a load more fuel. And if that's pulling in fuel, then we can start to empty these machines, the fuel out of these machines. No, not these machines. These machines over here, yes, these guys. And that means they'll start pulling in the heavy oil residue, which means we'll start to pull heavy oil residue out of these, and therefore we'll start to, in theory, be able to start making rubber again. Now the problem with this is that we have machines over here making both rubber and plastic, and so there is a risk that we'll be using up the plastic machines will run with a priority over the rubber machines. We may have some issues. Unfortunately, Satisfactory doesn't have a satisfactory system for prioritising fluid flows, so there's not a lot I can do about that. Hello, Sophia. 111111. Welcome. I guess I could sort of fix it by just coming over to here and flushing fuel out of this tank. Then everything will run much more nicely for the time being. I could do the same over here as well, actually. So if I flush one of these, it all just disappears into the ground or something equally gross. Empties like that, and then it fills back up again fairly quickly because there's loads of it buffered in all these machines along the top here. But still, that will allow everything to start running again. Hopefully, me going in and making these machines run a little bit faster is going to lead to using up slightly more of the oil, of the fuel oil, and things should be a little bit better. There are valves, there are one-way valves and there are pumps which are functionally pretty much the same, but there's no prioritization system. So you can't say run this one if the tank is less than more than 50% full, less than 50% full, and run this one all the time. Oh, thanks for the resub, Johan. It's 21 months, nice. That's 21 months. That's a good long time. That's almost as long as it takes to play space exploration with K2. Right. So there we go. We've got rubber being made over here, and basically being funneled over and going into the recycling system over here, which is meaning we're getting a lot more plastic coming out now. So this is now running. Basically, this is now running as it should. We've got a healthy stream of it coming through here, and I think looking at that, I saw some belts blocking up a little bit there. So let's do a little spot of upgrading. There we go. Right. So this is now running quite nicely, as I say. We should be getting a decent amount more. Yeah, there we go. Look at that. We've got a full belt of plastic going up there. And in theory, I should probably whack in another belt, but you know, I think a Mark V belt flowing through solidly is probably going to be enough plastic. As a 5, and yes, is probably going to be enough plastic. And if it's not, then that's a problem for somebody else. I'm not going to improve that further. A Mark V belt running up here is pretty good. Thanks and thanks to resub to Sophia as well. Wow, hype train going woo woo. How exciting! So we need yes, basically that though is the hype train is it's not one of these things. These are less hyped, but the hype train is a thing that's supposed to encourage people to carry on. Once a couple of people have subscribed or something like that, then it's supposed to encourage more people to subscribe in order to keep it going and hyped up and so on. But we've got 4,500 plastic up here now. That's going quite nicely. So this hype train through here will be able to load up at some point. Problem is, because you can't look in these boxes, because there's a train in the station, I can't tell how much plastic there needs to be in here before it'll load a train up, and that's kind of annoying. But oh well, I'll try and make notes of all these things that annoy me and get on there. Yeah, it's possible. Yeah, you might have been subscribed. Might have been subscribed for even longer. I don't know how long Twitch's grace period is between between resubs before it says, oh, by the way, you've lost your chain. I do know that some people got a little bit upset because they lost their stream stream. What's the word I'm looking for? Number of streams in a row. Stream streak. That's the one. Because I had a glitch and a stream restarted. So they'd watched some of the stream on each day where I'd done streaming, but not the whole thing. So they'd missed out. Right. So that's now a good healthy stream of plastic. It worries me a little bit that I appear to have to go in and poke these things every so often just to make them work nicely. I can totally see why it jams up and has issues, but without rebuilding significantly more thoughtfully, I don't know if there's much I could do. Oh, thanks for the massive pile of sub gifts, Johan. Much appreciated. What was that? 5 of them. Excellent. So that's a hype train level 1 has been completed, and level 2 has been completed as well, apparently. Wow. That's excellent. Thank you very much. So, speaking of hyping and trains, how are we doing here now? We've got six and a bit thousand. I think that is a nice healthy stream of plastic. That's going to be enough to fill this train up. And there we go. Oh, what was it on? Did we see? 6,200. Okay, that's a number. So I've yeah. Getting paid multiple times for a job is the dream, definitely. well done on that, definitely. Right, so over here, I've done the cunning thing where you have one belt feeding into one of these double containers, and then 2 belts feeding out, and that means that the production can still run flat out, even when the station is faffing around. And then because we've got the 2 belts feeding into it here, we can then load the station up decently quickly, and get it flowing again. So now we've already got 600, so it's 10% full already. So as far as the train is concerned, so this is good. Yeah, this is also going pretty well. Just need another 5,000 to fill this up, and you know it's flowing pretty quickly. That is a full Mark V belt, which means if we look at the numbers up here in the logistics, a Mark V belt is 780 per minute. So it's going to take about. It takes probably about 10 minutes to fill a train. So I'm not going to sit here and watch it, don't worry. And then it'll be another 10 minutes to fill this one. But hopefully nothing is going to be getting through plastic at quite that sort of rate over in the rest of the factory, and things should just carry on ticking over nicely. Okay, I should go and work on something else. I'm not sure what the next thing to look at is, though. I'm glad I came over here because this was having a bit of a crisis, and I managed to come over and fix it before the crisis spread into the rest of the factory. What else is worth looking at? Let's go and have a look at the fused cube things over here, fusular frames or whatever they're called. That'd be worth checking in on, because those are being made into the nuclear pastas. I don't think I can build grated floors. These grated floors are part of the machines, so I think these come as part of the machines, not something else I can put in there. Okay, I'll have to have a look at that, Doopy. Is that something to do with using gravity on your side? So if you have a horizontal pipe and then one coming up off the top of it, the one on the bottom will get priority, and the one on the top will be the lower priority. But if you want to use it up based on a priority, if you wanted to have multiple inputs, I guess you could have one coming in from above, one coming in from below, and I don't know whether that would prioritize it. I can see how you prioritize outputs. I'm not sure how you prioritize inputs, which is what I need to do in this particular case. Flow pressure. Okay, I'll take a look when I finish the stream, because I'm curious, but I think the system probably basically works, and I'm not too worried about it. Let's switch jetpacks. Let's try and learn to press tab to switch jetpacks, not Q. There we go. That's most of what I use the tab menu for. Right, so we've got aluminium cases flowing in here. Is that the limiting factor? It is. But I think we have a decent supply of these. Ooh, let's go down and try and find the way to have a look. Oh, they're going off that way. Okay, typical. Okay, we'll fly over here and we'll have a look and see where these are going to. See how they're doing at filling the station up. I don't see a train parked in the station, so that suggests it is going well enough. And there's 2 in the station. Really? 2? That's pathetic. I mean, okay, it's 3 now, but which is 50% better, sure. But I guess a train must have just gone. I must have just missed the train leaving here with a full load, clearly, because it's gone. And now there's another 3 have been delivered. Okay. Well, it's keeping up. It would be nice if it was keeping up slightly more enthusiastically, but it does seem to be keeping up. I haven't noticed the nuclear pastas not being made, so that's a good sign too. Over here, though, I mean, the limiting factor is clearly the aluminium stuff coming in over here. So what's going on here? Why are you short of aluminium ingots? Because there aren't any. Why aren't there any? Because there aren't any in the station, presumably. But a train has just pulled in. Plomp, plomp. So we've almost got enough aluminium, so it probably doesn't need too much fiddling with. But it's a little bit of a concern that it'd be nice if there's a little bit more of it, basically, is what I'm trying to say here. So I'll drop off in there, and then we can suddenly fill this lift back up again, like that. Honk of the lift. And I can go back up here again, and we will see a lovely stream of aluminium flowing through. And then we've got these machines along here that will start making the casings. So we've got, what do we make? We're making 60 per minute, 240 per minute. And over here we're trying to use 150 per minute. So this should be more than enough. This should be easily plenty, as long as the input flow keeps up. Are you getting enough in? No. Okay, so the limiting factor along here seems to be the belts. Let's. Oh, I can't put these to 4. I haven't got enough. Oh, maybe I can. Oh, we have actually no. That was not a train full of aluminium. That was a small quantity of aluminium. We have a serious aluminium shortage. Let's go and investigate that. Now it might just be that one of these trains is not waiting to fill up properly, and so somewhere else is getting all of the aluminium. But if we actually genuinely had enough, then that shouldn't matter. It shouldn't matter if the trains aren't set up properly. We should still get enough coming through. So aluminium, I don't seem to have very much altitude. Going down. Bump. Okay. So aluminium. Oh, I didn't switch jetpacks. That's why. Oh, I tried to. I obviously just didn't though. Somehow. Flying is difficult. Never try, kids. It's bad for you. Right, so if I get in this vacuum tube here, that will take me over to more or less this of the aluminium-y areas. And we can go and see what's going on over there. Shoomp. My assumption is, well, there's 2 possibilities. There's one possibility. It's just not being made fast enough, really. It is possible that we're getting uneven flow because different bits of the factory are getting prioritised differently because I've not set one of the trains up properly. But trains are generally supposed to wait in stations until full, and the aluminium train was clearly not doing that. So that's not what we want. Oh, could have gone in there. Never mind. So here's my aluminium pickup area. And see trains coming in merrily, la 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 la. Let's check out his instructions. You boy, what are you doing? You are aluminium drop radio. Yes, you're radio 1. So if we edit your timetable, are you? Right, so you're just going for any amount of aluminium. So let's tell you to wait until you're full. This is sort of potentially dangerous at this stage, but we're going to do it anyway. Oh, and wait, we should at the other end. You should wait until you're empty. Are you doing that? Aluminium drop settings and fully unloaded. Okay, so yes, so it's fully loading. Sorry, it's fully unloading. Oh, but it's not fully loading. So get rid of that. See if another train comes in anytime soon. Actually, I can edit this otherwise, can't I? So go to here. If I can find an aluminium train, and it'll be quite loaded out. Oh, no, are they alphabetical? They are. So it's probably one of those that's just called train, then, which is unhelpful. Because it was aluminium for fused frames. And we don't seem to have one of those in here, so yeah. Aluminium. Ah, here we go. Aluminium for fuse. Okay, so we didn't rename the train, but we did rename the station, so that's okay. Alpha fuse. Edit timetable. Right, so you, and when you get to pick up, I want you to wait till you're full, and then you can leave. Right, so that means it's going to sit here for ages. We're going to get a train jam because they'll both park in here, and I'll curse having done this, but never mind. At least that way we'll get some more aluminium to where it belongs. In the meantime, presumably, there is very little aluminium in this station. That's coming in. I was going to say that's coming in very slowly, but it's sped up again now. There is not a lot of aluminium coming down there. I think we have a problem, and I think I'm going to need to go and have a look at it. So, let's come over here and get into the Tube of Doom. Shoomp. And fly over and go and have a look at the aluminium. I'm glad I've got the Tube of Doom rather than climbing the Ladder of Infinity just over the side. The Ladder of Despair, and the Tube of Swamps, and I don't know. The transport tubes are great. They're almost as great as when you point them up in the air and just send yourself flying through the air with the greatest of ease. That's even better. Oh, and actually, there's some aluminium flying. That's not too bad. That's probably about the sort of rate we expect it to flow at. Looks fairly reasonable. And you can see the new rubber production, or the new rubber transport belt along here as well. Don't go in the other tube. Right. Is this just straight up working? I think it probably is. I don't see any evidence of it not working. But let's have a quick change. Thank you. I don't see any evidence of it not working, but I'm occasionally paranoid. Right, so we've got decent amounts of the alumina scrap. Is it aluminium scrap? And there's some alumina solution going in, and coal, and seems alright. Over here we've got bauxite, we've got, yeah, seems, this all seems okay. And yes, potentially I could make it go faster by putting in more machines, but it's basically, it's working. This is the speed it's been working at for approximately forever. So I think things over here are probably basically okay. It's not, short of doing significant expansions, there's not an enormous amount that I can do around here. We've still got the pipe leading off with the alumina solution going off to the nuclear processing area. That's kind of gross in a ridiculously long pipes kind of way, but never mind. True, I could go in and slug it. I do have a few slugs. I've got 7 slugs left. 1, 2, 3, 3 main machines along here. But then all these machines over here are running flat out, so it's basically, it's okay. The system is fine, and there's just not quite as much aluminium as I ideally like, but it's good enough. Grumble, grumble, grumble noises. I think it's probably all right. Let's not worry about it. I think I don't really want to go in and start doing major rebuilds at this sort of stage, and there's only so much you can get to do with slugs. Exactly, the slugging would risk unbalancing the silica. Well, I think there's more than enough silica already, but if I go in and start fiddling with it, it's probably all going to go wrong. So we won't. Hey, my tube is even faster than a Mark V belt. Nice. At least on the horizontal. Pretty sure these tubes go slower when you're going uphill, and they don't go. I think they go a bit faster when you're going downhill. So it feels fast when you're plummeting, so you get thrown out of the bottom quite quickly. Right. What's the next thing to look at? Autosaves, apparently. You can tell the factory's starting to get quite big. It's autosaves are taking a while. Can I reduce the frequency of these autosaves? Yeah, it's 30 minutes, really. Jeez. I could have sworn that's happening more often than that, but alright, I'll believe you. I suppose it is half... So only 8:30. I mean, we should have had 2 autosaves by now, if so. I don't know. Let's go through here. I've got the wrong jetpack. Wrong jetpack. That's why I'm going so slowly. Wrong button again. Switch. Go. No, not that one. At least you can turn round in the tubes when you accidentally go in the wrong one, or Stop it. Right, come over to here. That one's not turned on, so that's safe. There we go. That's what I wanted to do. Right, so let's fly back over to the area of disappointment and slowness. See how things are getting on over here. And back. So, the question is, are we now making those adaptive wiring, AI, whatever they're called, those things fast enough? And the answer is clearly no, because the belt hasn't backed up. But, I mean, we've got... it's made 5 in half... It needs to be 50% faster, basically. Okay. So in order to keep that going flat out, we need to make these 50% faster. If we look down here... What are you doing? You are actually making, happily, and you're full of cables. Excellent. The cables are flying around at a rate of knots, and not quite keeping up. This one is not really. This one's not. This one is easily. So this one has 117 in it. This one has approximately none. That's favoritism for you. So I guess with the splitting along here like this one is getting just slightly more than about the number it needs. This one is getting significantly fewer than the number it needs. However, the hope is that when this one fills up, for example, let's just get this up 999 to 200. There we go. That's now full. So then the belt fills up along here, and then we should get more of them coming through along here, which should allow this one to fill up. And then when that fills up, we should get more coming along to allow this one to fill up, and so on and so on. Now, I don't know if I'm being impatient and it's going to be all right. I suspect it's not, though. So I think, you know what? While I'm here, let's put in some more cable production because I can, essentially. So we'll need a load more of this. We'll build the cables faster. We can make those machines happier, and then we can make more whatever it is they're making. I have forgotten, honestly. But it doesn't really matter. As long as they're making more of whatever it is, that's all that matters. I can pull this wall out and maybe put it back in later if I remember. So along here, what do we have? What do we have? So we've got these machines are making 30 per minute. These ones are using 30 per minute. What? You're making 30 per minute. You're using 60 per minute. Okay, no, it's making 30 per cable per minute. Right. Okay, so this is the correct ratio. This is all right and how it should be. But I need to come along here now and just put in a bajillion more of these, or at least an even number more of these. 2, 4. Run out of power. 6, 7, and 8. Eighth one will not fit. So put in another piece of concrete. Like that. And then, boom, 8th one. Now let's put in a pylon, because I'm falling out of the sky and I don't like that. Put you here. And I'll put another one at the end, just so I can fly around a bit more reliably, really. And then, right, then it's a merger every other machine. So I'll put one in here. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Now we need more of these on the other side of the mergers, like this. 1, 2, come on, 2, 3. Did that line up? No, it didn't. Had a feeling it didn't. The little arrow things didn't seem to be in quite the right places, but sometimes parallax is a mystery. So 3 and 4, and then we have belts, and yeah, 30 per minute will be fine, or 60 per minute also be fine. These can all be Mark 2s like that, and that, and there's a pylon in the way, that, and that. Over here, a little bit more at the end, and there we go, that's all hooked up. Then we need power, so connect you to that, you to that, you to that, you Zip back pop diddly. Right, 6. Should probably gone to this one. Never mind. Let's do from this end first. 1, 2, 3, 6, 7. But now I can put another pylon in here, like that, and then use that one to power up that and that. And that one? No, that's it. Right, that's all done. Okay, so now I need to tell the machines what to do. So we want to have everything doing wire. So wire all the way along here, and you can see the lights going yellow as I tell them what to do. So they now know what they're doing. They just don't have the input ingredients to do so. And then we'll do the same over here for cables. I want you to make cables. I want you to make cables. I want you to make cables, and I want you to make cables. Right, lovely. And then it's a case of more splitters. Let's get the input. It'd be nice if when you copied one, it selected the new one the one in your hand would be the same way round, because you're more likely to want to put it in the same way round than you are any other individual way round, I think. Probably. So make a sensible default is what I'm trying to say. Right, and now we want copper belt running all the way along the spine here to keep everything loaded. And like this, the end, and then use cheapy belts for going into the actual machines. No. Yes. Like this. No need for these to be particularly quick. There we go. So that's now going to plunder enormous quantities of copper out of the system. But it'll catch up eventually, I'm sure. Hey, Tiger. Welcome. Right. And where is it? Oh, yes. Now we need the... you know what? Let's put in another row of concrete because it's cheap. So I can go from there to... all the way to there. Conveniently, exactly the right distance. And it makes all these things look a little bit more supported. So once again, we now need a merger. And as usual, it's pointing in completely the wrong direction. So I'll do that. Turn it around first. Then that. And that. And... that. Belting there, belting there, there, in there, and then run the spine belts along here like this. Right, and that is a decent chunk more wire, more cable, sorry, coming out. The question is the supply of copper going to keep up? And at the moment we can't tell because we've got a belt, we've got a tier 5 belt pouring out here and just filling it up as best as it can. But at the moment we're filling buffers in all the machines, so we'll come back in a while and see. However, now I know that this machine has a full belt going into it. There seems to be a decent supply of the cables around here now. This one's only at 37, 38. Don't know. Is it going to make it? It's going to make it. There we go, 40. So it's got enough to build another one immediately there. And over here we've got 48, so that one's fine. 40, yeah, something. Right. So as long, yeah. So we are now nicely filling all these machines up. So that's looking good, especially with a few more coming in from over there. So given that that's okay, does that mean it's time to put more on the end of here? But I am aware that we might be going to run out of these stators at some point. Now they're being made by all 4 machines at the moment, and we are using them up. But this one's still at 99, so there's quite a lot left over here. Yeah, these 2 machines are empty, but these 2 have got lots stored in their buffers. So we still seem to be all right in this area. It feels like. So I won't mess with that just yet. Instead, let's come back over here and put in another machine on the end of here, just because that's an easy way of doing it, I think. Let's put another one of these in here. I can't afford it because I'm missing some rotors. Are we making rotors here? We're making stators. Stators are part of rotors. I don't think we're actually... Are we making rotors? We're making motors over there, which contain rotors, but... It doesn't feel like a part of a computer, so I would expect we're not making them over here, which is a shame, because it'd be quite useful to be able to carry on, you know, building stuff. Copper sheeting, no, this is all for making circuit boards and other very, very computery stuff. What are you doing? Computers, as I said. Computery stuff like computers. Although I thought I was making them elsewhere, but apparently this machine is also making computers, and so is this one. Although it has stopped and filled up its output buffer, so we're probably now getting them from somewhere else. I don't know, maybe. Yeah, there's a belt coming in with lots of them on it anyway, so that's probably fine. In fact, I think this might have been. Oh yeah. So this was making computers, and then they were being shipped out to various places. But I brought in another belt of them from here. And are you a smart splitter? No, you're just a straight splitter. And we're using them sufficiently slowly that we're bringing in, and it basically it's fine. I've played very small amounts of StarCraft 2, not a huge amount of it though. It's yeah, I think I enjoyed it at the time, but that was like probably 20 years ago or something at this point. It has been a while since I've played StarCraft. Right, and in the last hour or so, okay, so we've made another 68 computers, assembly director systems. So it's not too bad. It's like 90. It's about 5% of what we need. So you can see why I left the game running overnight now. But up here we are building happily. We need another adaptive control unit to come in the next few seconds before that finishes. There's a couple over there, and then a couple more. So it's not too far off keeping up. It's not quite there, but it's very nearly. I mean, we're nearly running these machines constantly. Not quite, but it's not too far off. So we are getting almost the 1.5 per minute we would hope we'd be getting with this construction system. It's probably more like 1 a minute. So it's going to be a while before we finish. If anyone wants to tell me how long 950, no, I should be able to work that out. It's about 15 hours, yeah. So it's going to be at the current rate. It's probably going to be somewhere in the region of 15 hours for this to finish, which is, let's say, why I left it running overnight. But then coming in and doing a few extra tweaks is probably makes things a little bit more manageable. Yeah, so that was both of the machines down there finishing, which is why we got 4 of them through. And now we need to wait for those machines to run again before we get the next 4, and we'll be able to run these again. Okay. So this brings us to a point where things are essentially working. The game, if I just leave it for 15 hours, it will basically finish itself. I don't really need to do anything else. The factory is complete and functioning and doing everything it needs, at least until I get a gratuitous train jam down here again, or something else similarly awful happen. I'm falling out, or like I fall out of the sky. Can we not, please? Go over here. Oh, okay, this is good. I've done some tweaking of the railway system over here. What did I do? So last week I removed the other half of the loop back that was in here because we kept getting trains stuck around this roundabout area. So that then just meant they got stuck down here instead. So I think I put in that piece of rail there, and then try to signal it appropriately. But the game breaks if you whenever I signal that, and it just causes the trains to stop anyway. So the train handling is a little bit broken, not to put too fine a point on it. But nominally it kind of works. What's that? Oh, there's a hard drive there. Let's take that hard drive. Let's scan it again, because why not? Actually, let's have a quick look in here. So I'm sort of I'd quite like to go in this spirit of completeness. I'd quite like to go in and do these things, but that's going to require quite a lot of nobelisks, 700 of them in fact. But I think let's do that. I'm also going to have to make some turbo fuel as well, so that's going to be mildly interesting. Let's do that. Yeah, let's make some nobelisks. So I'm going to need to check how. Let's have a look. Is that an equipment? It's probably an equipment. It's not an equipment. It's a part. Fine, whatever it is. Whatever it is, it is a. It is two of the. That's smokeless powder, presumably. Two black powder and 2 pipes. So I'm going to need like 1,500 of each, 2,000 of each, and chuck all these into an assembler and get a big pile of nobelisks out. Right, let's do that. So black powder, I think, comes from just over there. That's easy. That's the easy one. It's not the smokeless powder. It requires a little bit more shenaniganery. Let's press the right buttons. So switch over to that. Let's use this. I said let's use this conveyor belt to give me a bit of speed. I can fly over here like this and drop into down there. I think. No, down here. Yes, here. This is where the sulphur's coming in. I think I am just straight up making... Yeah, they've got coal coming in to make the black powder. So I can drop in, like, this. One of these boxes. There we go. So I said 1,500 of this, didn't I? Jeez. 2 for 6. I'm not going to have room for that. Well, let's ditch that drill, because I can make they're easy to make. And those 2 pieces of rubber, because there's only 2 of them. And same with those 4 stators. I should have left the hard drive scanning in the MAM, but never mind, too late for that now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, that'll do. Fill up on that. Actually, hang on, what am I doing? What am I doing? I could just do this over here. I don't want to do it over here. This is a silly place. I am going to fill this, feed this manually. But even so, it's going to be a bit of a silly place. Right, where have I got some convenient... I don't know. I don't know where I want to do anything. The factory is not designed for this sort of shenaniganry. Right, let's put in some more ground up here, and we'll build on here, even though it's gross. And put a 3rd piece coming across here. At least this isn't going to get in the way of it. It isn't going to get in the way of anything. Talking is difficult. You wouldn't think that was the whole thing. That's like the whole point of everything I do on here, would you? Right, so, organisation. I will need 2 storage containers with their outputs pointing this way. Like that. And then I will need an assembler, and I don't have the stuff to make an assembler, do I? Because that's what I ran into, the problem I ran into before. No, I've run out of rotors, so I was going to get some of them. Rotors. Did I take those? No. Oh, of course I didn't. The inventory's full. Come on, is there something else I can ditch? Those. Right. 100 rotors. There we go. That's better. Ooh, pinged off something there. Right, so over here. Come on. Have some momentum. There we go. That's better. In fact, you know what? Switch jetpacks. This is going to be much easier. Right, and from up here, can we steal power from anywhere? Yes, we can. There's a pylon up there. It's a rather basic pylon, but that's okay. We can just put another one in here, and this will be probably a higher end one. Nope, still a crappy one. Never mind. It doesn't actually matter, because all I need to power from this is going to be 1 assembler that I'm going to put here. It's going to be fed from there, and is going to make nobelisks. Nobelisks, that one. So you have all of that. You have all of that, and I'll go and get some more. So over here, just fill up on that. I'll ditch most of it, and then I'll have some for emergency pipe reasons. So over here, I know. All that, and I'll take 1, 2, 3, 4. That's probably enough. Right, so you're going to make me some nobelisks. You've not got any power, so that's easy enough to fix. But there we go. And then finally, we've got another one of these boxes on the output. Doink. and run a belt like that. Okay, so that's going to make those for me. So I can use that. That's going to give me enough enough stuff to feed into the MAM to make me to get me the other two Novelist researches, the nuclear one and the cluster one, both of which sound kind of fun. And I probably should have unlocked them ages ago. I am going to need turbo fuel though for the homing ammo, and probably just for my own jetpack as well if I'm going to have some at all. So. Right, so we've got fuel over there, and I believe turbo fuel is fuel and compressed coal, and we have coal down here. So how do you compress coal? That might be with adding silica. Let's have a look. All right, so I want to make turbo fuel, which is made from fuel and compacted coal. Compacted coal is and sulfur. That's not too bad, given I have sulfur and coal already over there for making the black powder, and the fuel can come from up there. Okay, this is all coming up Millhouse, as they say. This is not going to be too bad. So down here we have coal and we have sulfur, both going into this machine in order to be made into black powder. So I just need to split off from there, have another machine here that will make the compacted coal. So just chuck this in here next to that one, because why not? That's why not. Fine, I should put down some foundations. So that's the thing I can do. That. Now can I put in one of these? Somebody's burning stuff near me. I can smell accelerants, and it's sort of nice and sort of also burning my nostrils. So that's some sort of fuel. Okay, that's just supply of sulfur. Okay. Oh, I probably had. Yes, I think I remember. I had a ridiculous amount of sulfur in my pockets, so I built this to just unload it into the station, into the truck stop, so it would then get passed back out again down into here to be made into stuff. So let's put a splitter on here. It's gross, but I'm going to do it anyway. Run a belt from there and onto here, and then from there to down there. It's gone straight through the middle of that pylon. I've stopped caring about pylons. You are going to make compacted coal. It's an alternative recipe, interesting. And we're going to give you some power from there like that. And then you can feed it out into, no, not one of them, into one of them, which I should put right next to it, because why not? Actually, no, I won't, because I'm going to want this up here in order to make, right, so I'm going to need to get my, I'm going to need to get the fuel out of the cans. How do we do that? Presumably there's going to be a machine that does that. Fuel, here we go. We use a packager, and it'll take it out. Oh, and I can use the same cans to put it back in, to put the turbo fuel back into. Nice. Right, so I need an unpackager, and then I need to mix it, and then I'm going to need a packager. So I think that's probably going to need a bit more space over here. So let's add in a little bit of more foundation, because I can. There we go. And I'm going to want a packager, which is going to be a production machine, isn't it? Yeah, there we go. So packager goes about here, and then what do we do? No, I want that menu. There we go. Now I want the turbo fuel. So that's just fuel and compacted coal in a refinery. Okay. Refinery. This feels like I'm probably not going to afford it. No, I need motors. Grr. Okay, so motors come from through here, and is this machine? There we go, 50 of them. That's easy. They're made en masse elsewhere, but there's 50 at a time is usually enough for little idle construction projects like this. Right, so now I need to go back and try again with the refinery. This time I do have everything I need, but that's a huge machine. Okay, so we'll put you in there. And I need to run pipe from there to there. That's going to be fun. Okay, let's give this a shot. That's going to be a logistic and a pipeline, and it's going to go from there to... I want to go from there to there. Actually, I might be able to just snake a belt out of there, actually. And then on the other side, we'll put in another packager. Here. Like that. And more pipe. Going from there to there. And then I want a belt that goes from there to here. And then to... Oh, come on, how do I need iron... Oh. Of all the things to run out of, I've run out of iron plates. I mean, at least I've run out of iron plates over here. And that means all I need to do in order to get some is to come to here and go, can I have some more iron plates, please? But still, it's the principle of the thing. Right, so where was I? Back over here. Let's lay some more belt. That's not belt, that's belt. Belt can go from here to here. And then from there into there. Right, so that's going to take the cans out of this packager. We're going to change the type of fuel, and then we're going to put them in the other packager. That seems like a perfectly reasonable way to do things. We're also going to upgrade that pylon, because why is it tier 1? That's just silly. That goes from there to there. Right, do we need to program all these guys? We do. So we're going to unpackage fuel here. And then we're going to turn that into turbo fuel. And then we're going to package that back up again. Package turbo fuel, that one. I think there's a non-zero chance I've actually got this right. I do still need another input belt over here, though, to get the compacted coal in through. So let's put in a lift like that. And then belt like... Can I... I've got a belt stack. Yeah, there we go. Stackable conveyor poles. That's kind of what I want. So put that on. Surely there's a... Is there not a... I just want to stack it on a... I see. So you can't just stack it on an existing conveyor. You have to find another place to stack it, and then you can stack up as many of them as you need to, maybe. Okay, that's kind of neat, but also kind of... I'd rather have done that before I'd rather have had that with the other belt on it as well. Okay, but never mind. Because now also over here, I want a lift on this one. I want it to come up to about the same sort of height. Is that about the same sort of height? I have no idea. Then I can have a belt coming from there to over here, like that. But make it up as high as possible. And then join that one and that one. And I am nearly there. All I need to do now is put in another row of foundation across there. And I suppose, well, there. And you know what? I'm just going to fill this gap in. That. And that. This is where all of my iron plates have been going. I've been doing this sort of foundation instead of that sort of foundation. But then I can bring a belt out of here and curl it this way. Bring it along here. Curl it that way. And then I want it to go in over here. So I'll bring the belt out of here. And again, lots of nice neat curves. And then some sort of horrible spaghetti to join them up at the end, no doubt. Because that's how it always goes in this game. I'll do a curl that way. And that way. do you mean floor is too steep? I should join these two belts together. Oh, I put it in the wrong place. Fail. Get rid of that. And whatever. Something is there. And there. And there. Right, so now there we go. There's my packaged fuel coming out in drips and drabs. And I guess now we're actually able to unload some from the train. So whoop-de-doo. Is it really? Maybe there's just enough room in there for a wagon load. So that can be unloaded. Dropped off in there. Passed around here. So we'll now find out if this is going to remotely work. He says, talking slowly and prevaricatively while he waits for the packaged fuel to make its way slowly over on the Mark II belt. Maybe I should have used Mark V so it all got over a bit more quickly and I'd have been less impatient. And so this is actually all going to... This needs to go somewhere. And I think at this point... What have we got in here? Oh yeah, that's the Nobelisks. So I've put another box in here, because why not? How can you be encroaching on another object clearance? What are you encroaching on? Oh, you're encroaching on that? Oh. Yeah, I suppose we kind of are, actually. That's fair. Alright, put it over here then. Yeah, you can go there. That's kind of okay. And then I can have my belt go from there to there, like that. Lovely. So, are we happy bunnies? Yes, there we go. The fuel cans are going in here. Empty cans are coming out, which means there must presumably be fuel coming out of here, which is going into here. And yes, we have some fuel. We have some coal. We are making turbo fuel. Lovely. So those now the cans can can their way down here and go into the other machine, where hopefully there is some turbo. Well, there will be some turbo fuel. Well, there should be some turbo fuel by now. There we go. There's 15 out of 1.8 out of the 2 required. 2. There we go. Now we're making a packaged turbo fuel. Glub 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 glub. I'm going to put down another MAM over here, partly because I want to get the research going into the in the hard drive, but also because I want to check on what on earth I need for these particular research. Actually, I don't want to get the research going on the hard drive because if I do, it'll lock it out and I won't be able to use it for something else. So. For this, I need I need 100 smokeless powder as well as the 200 Nobelisks. For this one, I need a load of radioactive stuff. How am I going to get the radioactive... Oh, actually, I know how I'm going to get the radioactive waste now. I can get all radioactive things in there. I'm going to go over and do this at the other end rather than over here, because if I try and carry some radioactive things over here, even with a load of filters in my inventory, I'm not going to make it. I'm also going to need to go and get some more AI core limited AI limiters. Air limiters, yes, as well as all these Nobelisks. But, you know, Nobelisks are kind of fun to play with, so it'd be nice to have some of them. And I've got 2.5 stacks. That's good. The other thing... No, don't dismantle it. Just look at it. The other thing was this one, which requires 1,000 ammo. That's going to take some making. A load of turbo fuel and some aluminium casing. Okay, so I need 1,000 ammunition, and I've only got 27. Have I? Well, obviously I've been killing stuff, but even so, that's a lot less ammunition than I thought I had. So let's take that, and you know what? Let's go and put. I was going to say let's go and put what I've got in here, but it probably won't. No, it's filled up already. That's kind of sucks. Okay. Let's put it in here because I don't know what else to do with it. And I'm going to try using the turbo fuel for flying my jetpack around, see how that goes. See if it's noticeably different. So I need an enormous quantity of smokeless powder. Some of it for making ammunition, some of it for just handing in to the MAM, and I can leave that. But I can leave that making Nobelisks and making the turbo fuels. Okay, so let's switch back over to this and find out how much it's burning. That fuel. Why is it burning biomatter? How do I tell my jetpack to not suck? Burn something that's actually good. Okay, let's get back over here and unload the biomatter, and then reload the and then reload it because I think I still need turbo fuel for my biomatter for my chainsaw. So I'll put the biomatter in there. There we go. Now we're cooking with turbo fuel. take the biomatter button. Can I at least use turbo fuel for the chainsaw? I guess we'll find out. Oh, cog on the jetpack. Right, okay. Ah, there it is. Preferred fuel, package, package, turbo fuel. Right, okay, cool, thank you. So I can take that back now. And still, yeah, still use the presumably better fuel. It certainly gives me more, it nudges me upwards a lot quicker anyway. Let's see if I can get noticeably more range out of this. So, smokeless powder, yes, let's go and get some of that. Whee! I don't feel like I'm going to get, well, I don't know, it's kind of hard to tell. But since this is here, I will use it for the relay. Okay, so my smokeless powder production is down there somewhere. I have a feeling I'm actually supposed to bring over large quantities of black powder when I want to restock, but never mind. Let's land here. Bonk. Because that way I know I'm not going to fall to my doom. There we go. That sort of fits regularly, yeah. It does seem to be... It feels... So the question is, does the additional oomph give you more range? Because you don't have... because the extra... Well, the extra oomph, not to put too fine a point on it, gives you less time but higher speed, which means more distance, potentially. Or does it not? I don't know. Ah! We've now produced enough plastic that the train has gone. If we look in here, we're reckoning on about 6,000, and there's 2,500 in there. So that's going pretty well. We are more than half full for the next train, and the next train isn't on it. Doesn't seem to be on it approaching it. So that looks like the plastic is now kind of sorted out, if I'm optimistic. So we'll keep an eye on it. Actually, we probably won't. But in theory, we can keep an eye on it, and but hopefully have plenty of plastic available now. At least until something else breaks. Should drop some nobelisks on those as I go past, but I'm walking in the air and I don't know. I don't feel like. Ooh. I suspect if I tried to hover there and do something useful to them, I would get it wrong. I just know it. It's inevitable. Touchdown. Right. How are we doing for nobelisks? In fact, let's switch back over to this thing so I can fly a bit better. There we go. Also, you can grab things from further away. You can poke machines from further away if you're jetpacking than if you're not. So, for example, if I touch down here, I now can't do anything with the MAM. It's out of reach. But if I take off, then I can. So you have longer arms when you're jetpacking, which is awesome. Okay, so I need to make a load of rifle ammo for that. We'll do that at some point. And I need another 17 nobelisks for that one. I might have got more smokeless powder. Oh, no, I need the smokeless powder to make the ammunition. And then in nuclear nobelisks, I'm going to need a lot more stuff for that. We'll worry about that in a moment. So, I'm making ammunition. Yes, that is definitely a thing. So, rifle ammo. I will need copper and smokeless powder and an assemble emblem. So assemble emblem. This is the sort of content you come here for, isn't it? Me making random noises like that. So let's put in an assembler here. We are going to need a constructor as well. One of these in order to make the copper dooberries. And then... Actually, I've got a load of copper sheeting. I've probably got copper sheeting, but you are to be making copper sheeting. You are to be making rifle ammunition. I don't know why I didn't set these up ages ago, because it's the sort of thing that would have been mildly useful, but I just didn't, basically. So it can give you that, and now that can start working, or at least it could start working if I plugged it in. There's my pylon. Only up to 6, good, so we can do that. And then another box on the output. You can see why I can never find anything in my crates, can't you? It's because I just come in and drop crates all over the place and go, yeah, that'll be fine, and it kind of is, kind of isn't. But there we go, making rifle ammunition at a nice healthy rate now. So we can churn some of that through. Now, can I... Oh, it's not the power. I should probably have another pylon before I plug anything else in. Right, so can I put stuff in the output of this? Yes, I can. Excellent. Right, so that's going to allow me to have a little bit more being fed through from there. Smokeless powder is not going to go quite so well. I guess I'm going to need to put in another one of these. I feel these containers are a little oversized, if I'm being honest. That could probably have been a little bit smaller, but then I guess I've been spoiled by the Factorio ones that are absolutely tiny. And probably unrealistic. The Factorio chests are probably too small, or unrealistically small. I mean, yes, it's a computer game. We don't really care about realism, but it's a little silly. Right, that's the smokeless powder. Okay, so that's now going to churn through, make me a decent amount of ammunition. How's it getting on? Made 87, 88, 89, 90. I need it to basically I need it to make 1,000. So this is going to be a rather slow process. Also, got some new headphones today, and the cups on them aren't deep enough. Well, I swapped them for the cups on the old one because the new ones are these sort of pleather things, and they're a bit sweaty. So I swapped them over for the fabric ones that were on my old ones, but the new ones seem to be deeper, and so my ears are pressing against the actual inside the headphones, which isn't very comfortable. I should do something about that, but not right now because, you know, middle of stream. So ammunition, nobelisking, presumably. Yeah, 38 of them anyway. Are you just working? Or yeah, it's just the speed the machine works at. Okay. So we can leave that running, and eventually we'll have all the things we need there. I also need to go and get some AI limiters, but not for this. I'm going to need some more packaged fuel as well, but that's not a problem. What was I need the AI limiters for? Was it this one? Yeah, this one. I think I'll get those on the way over to the nuclear area. Actually, no. I'm going to need to come back here because there isn't a delivery cannon thing. So let's go and get those AI limiters. And then we can... No. Let's go and get the AI limiters, and then we can come back over here, get the rest of the stuff done, and then head over to the nuclear area. We probably won't have made enough ammunition by then, by the time I get back. But that's okay, we can sort of top up and stuff. Where do AI limiters go? Are there any in here? Yes! Nice, 100 of that. Thank you! I wish you could use the jetpack to give you some horizontal momentum. So just sort of, as it is, it's great. It's just vertical impetus. So I can bob myself up a little bit in the air like this, and keep going with whatever momentum I had when I set off. But I can't use it horizontally to make myself fly faster, which is what I would quite like to do. Right, so I'm waiting for ammunition. We've got 200. How are we doing for input stuff on this? We've got all the smokeless powders in there. There's still a decent amount of copper sheeting, apparently. Top it up a little bit. Hello, Persistent. Welcome to the stream. I am making bullets. I could put the hard drive in the MAM, but then it'd be 10 minutes before I can use it again. Yeah, I finally got round... It's a bit ridiculous. I finally got round to automating making rifle ammunition because I need 1,000 of it for a research project. If I'd done this ago, then I would have a nice healthy supply of ammunition available. Also started making turbo fuel for the same reason. I could have had turbo fuel for allow me to fly around a bit better a mumble ago as well, but I didn't. So yeah, done now. Oh, and also started automating production of grenades as well. So that's also a nice thing to have. But again, only just started doing that now. So it's a sort of whole planning ahead thing. I mean, it's an alien concept to me. So what? Oh, Yeah, so I've got to wait 9 minutes. I'm not even going to war. I'm just trying to finish. I'm just trying to 100% the researches while I wait for machinery over there in yonder computer factory to make me some more assembly director systems, because I need another 1,854 of them, and that's going to take about 15 hours. So I thought, well, what should I do for the rest of the stream? One of the things I was considering doing is going around just talking about my impressions of the game, but I think I've probably done enough of that while I've just been playing normally that you're probably, well, you're definitely going to be sick of hearing me complaining about the train construction systems. I've said a number of times I quite like how big things are, but yeah, it's going to be a bit samey if I start talking about that again, so I'll try not to. Right, so I need another 500 nobelisks, the grenade things, to do the nuclear ones. I need another... Where's my ammunition? Another 700 magazines to do the... no, another 700 bullets, actually, I think, not magazines, to do the ammunition research. And I think I've probably got everything I need to do the cluster nobelisk research. I just need this research to finish, and I need to not poison myself too much as I fly around with the nuclear end of things. So you know what? I think I've got everything I need to finish all of that off. So let's fly over to the nuclear area, and then try and work out what I need to grab from there and how much it's going to burn. And make sure there's a MAM installed so I can actually do the research when I get there. And that'll be about it. So, yeah, back over to the jetpack. Maybe I'll blow some stuff up while I'm over there as well, because I don't think I've cleared out the fart rocks over there. They're just sort of over there, letting out continuous green clouds and killing anything nearby. So I can do something about that. Yeah, I seem to have about the same flight distance with the turbo fuel. Even if it doesn't last for quite as long of actual boost, I think it's enough more powerful that you get just the same. Yipes, I've fallen off distance out of it. Can I hide from the radiation? Yes, I can. I don't see any poison gas rocks over here actually, so maybe I'll just, I don't know, what else can I blow up? I came over here to blow stuff up. Blow up this tree. Think you can blow up a tree? Let's find out. I've forgotten how to throw. Is it click to throw? It is. Take that, tree. Oh, you can blow up trees. They just vanish when you do. Nice. Well, thank you for being here to get the gift sub tranced. He couldn't have done it without you. But yes, I appreciate it from both of you, in slightly different ways. But no, I appreciate all my viewers, of course, because without you, I would just be sitting here talking to myself like a crazy person. As it is, I'm talking to all of you like a crazy person instead, which is far more acceptable. And irradiating myself as well. Right, let's put down another MAM over here, and it's going to be doing the same research as the other one here. Oh, I can't. I've not got enough cables for it. Come on, somewhere around here must be making cables. It's making wire, which is I was going to say is a start. It's not actually. That's not what I wanted to do at all. Stop it. Stop it. Anything here making cables? No. I was going to say that looks like cables, but no, it doesn't. Might have to hand. Oh, no, that's more wires. Alright, well, if I go in here and take these wires, then I can. Go away. Ah! I can have trouble flying as is usual. Okay, cool. Well, yeah, I appreciate whether you're watching and chatting, or whether you're just enjoying the stream and lurking. That's fine. I mean, I'm not going to try and guilt trip people into actually joining in the conversation if they don't want to. If they're asleep or just idly watching it while they work or anything, whatever really. I'm not going to try and guilt trip you all. Try and encourage people to watch or try and encourage people to comment when they're not really ready to. There's no point. It just annoy people, and I'd probably just lose viewers. So from an entirely selfish point of view, it's not worth it. All right, ma'am. There we go. I can make a ma'am now. Make a ma'am out of you. Let's see. So we've still got another just under 4 minutes left on that. But hopefully, when that finishes, let's actually switch jetpacks again. Back over to this one. I'm going to need to grab something radioactive. I think, yes, those things. I'm going to need a few of those. Take them over here. Chuck them in the MAM as quickly as I possibly can. Trying very hard not to die. And actually, I need to make sure I've got all the other bits and pieces I need for that particular research first as well, because I don't want to. Yeah, again, don't really want to die. I will clear up this chest of shame while I'm at it. That makes a change. Actually, removing one of those things. How are you getting on? Still 3 minutes. I kind of want to find some enemies and use the oh, there's some. That was a convenient timing, and use my grenades on them. So if I come over here, switch back to this, the jetpack, so I can get up here, so that I'm out of range of them, so they can't get me. This feels like a good idea. Then from up here, where were they? There they are. Fire in the hole! It seems to have scared them. It doesn't seem to have killed them. That's less effective than I was hoping. Maybe I need to research a better novelist. Where'd they go? Let's take the trees out and find out. Oh, there they are over there on the other side. I see them. They don't like the sound of the explosions, do they? I mean, that's probably sensible. But oh, missed. Right, from up here, maybe, or maybe from over there would be better, because I can't. Oh no, they're back down there again. How many of these do I have? 243. Oh, I don't have enough to do the nuclear thing. That needs 500 of them. Damn it. A little bit closer. A little bit closer. Let's give them another one. Very, very quiet. I'm hunting whatever those things are. I'm not actually hunting them. I'm just herding them down the valley. Perfect shot. Right. There we go. Right. Okay. So the explosives do harm the enemy creatures. That's good to know. And it would have felt very, very silly if they didn't. But you never know with this game. Right. Now we've committed some random cruelty. It's got 22 seconds to go. Okay, so I'm not going to be able to do the nuclear nobelisks, the ones that presumably have a much bigger bang than that, because I don't have enough nobelisks with me. I think it's going to take about 500 of them to research that. But I think I can do the other two. 3, 2. Well, let's find out what I get from this. It's probably going to get me the oil processing thing that I've been wanting for ages. Ooh, automated worry. Alternative turbo heavy fuel. That's mildly nice. No, this looks like it might actually be vaguely useful. I'm not going to use it because I'm an end game now, but I'll take that one anyway because I got fed up of just never finding anything remotely useful. Right, so I should be able to do. I didn't bring any black powder with me. Oh, goodness sake! Why am I even over here? I don't know any of the stuff I need for anything. I came over here because I was thinking about the nuclear ones, but I've only got half that. Oh, for goodness sake, Laurence. Sort it out. Right. Let's go back. I mean, it used some time. It was sort of went out, played with some stuff, so blew some things up. But, you know, it wasn't entirely wasted. A few minutes. But right, I've come back over here now. Let's drop in over here like this. And so from here, I can grab 100 of those, 100 smokeless powders, and a quantity of ammunition. Still not. Oh no, it's 1,000. Excellent. So I can now come over here. That should be enough to get me the homing rifle ammo. There we go. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Turbo rifle ammo. Right. Nice. I can make these. But I still need another 500 nobelisks to get the nuclear deterrent. So okay, so what have I made now? What have I researched now? There's a new type of ammunition, which is going to be right at the bottom of the list, so easy to find. Turbo rifle. Oh, got so homing rifle ammo, which is ammunition and circuit boards, or connectors rather, to make it home, presumably. Turbo ammo is okay, so it's a bit scattery, but it's what might be entertainingly destructive. With turbo fuel and aluminium, I can make it in an equipment workshop. Okay, let's do that. Let's have an equipment workshop and just make some volatile ammunition, because it sounds like a laugh. Turbo ammo. Right, let's make some. I don't know how many of these I'm going to make. Okay, 50 at a time. Right. Okay, so we'll make 100. We'll make 200 of them. Right. I suppose now I need to go out and look for giant spiders or something to use it on. Also, I need to go in here and I need to reload the. I was going to say I need to reload the rifle, but half a reload is still on the orange ammo though. Let's put the orange ammo back in here. Have I not? Yeah, I've got that. Put that in there. Oh, maybe I just need to empty it. Nope, it's showing an empty. So I've got the cog here for choosing the fuel type for that, but I don't seem to have the same thing for the rifle. If I take it out, can I then put that in? No. Anyone know how you change ammunition type for your rifle? E and R and nope, not F. Don't seem to do it. Okay, well we'll worry about that in a moment. For now, actually, I also want to build some cluster nobelisks because they sound entertainingly destructive. What do they require? So that'll be a nobelisk and a smokeless powder. Okay, so I need some more of that. That's fine. I've got a load of it in this box over here. Perhaps another stack of that. Look over here. Plus novelist. Yes, make me some of them, please. The next question is going to be, how do I tell my Nobelisk launcher that I want to fire the cluster ones, not the generic ones? I guess we'll worry about that in a moment as well. That's not the one I want. Again, it's picked the wrong type. Because I need 500 of them. And I've got 150 almost. And they are being made, albeit gradually. You know what? Sorry. We're gonna slug this hard. There we go. All 25 a minute, so it's going to take, I said 500, didn't I? And there's 100 now, so it's going to take just over a quarter of an hour to make all of those. In the meantime, I want to blow something up with my cluster nobelisks. I suppose this means I should go up onto the top of the area up there into the Red Forest again and go looking for trouble, tougher enemies, and see if there's anything up there to blow up, but... yeah. Or I could go for a drive and see what I can find that way. That's probably more fun. Let's do that. Let's go for a bit of a cruise. So I will make a transport. I will make the Explorer. I've not played with drones at all. Oh, and I won't make one of those, so I haven't got any crystals. Fine. There's none of the stuff I need. Well, only half of the stuff I need. At this point, I have to admit, I'm sort of prevaricating a little bit. There's one or two things I still want to do, but mostly, no, I don't want this jetpack. Mostly things are essentially finished. I'm just letting them run, like this whole system over here that's making the doohickey, the assembly directors. I have not seen a new trailer for Satisfactory. I know they've been talking about 1.0 coming out at some point in the future for a while. However, I have to admit, at the moment I'm more interested in Factorio 2 than Satisfactory 1. But yeah, I wouldn't say never. I wouldn't say I won't play Satisfactory again. I just won't soon, and at least not until after I've finished with Factorio. I can't load it. It's still waiting for other more exciting things to be put into it. Christmas tree is still festive. It stopped giving presents though, probably because it's no longer Christmas. Ow. Alright, let's go and see how many nuclear pastas we've got. We should start a new religion with all of them. Right, so that's way over here. We will be, well, the machine isn't glowing at the moment, so that's not a good sign. It's probably just not quite got enough copper in it, but there is some being loaded into it. I can just about make it out on the belts from up here. Come in for touchdown. Woo, smack. I think I grabbed onto the ladder that's on the side of it. So in here we've made 40. Great. I say great in a sort of a snarky tone like that. That's about a third of the total number we need. So if the assembly directors were doing just as well, then we'd have made 600 of them by now. But they're not doing quite so well. A Mark 6 belt. I mean that makes a certain amount of sense given the previous top end one is the Mark 5 belt. Quantum physics sounds potentially interesting. I mean I don't know. I mean, how do you do? The thing is, I mean, with this sort of game, and I include Factorio in this very much so. There's only everything is always going to just be you take this thing or these things, you put them in the machine, and you get these other things out. You can call it quantum physics all you want, but is it not just going to be another recipe that is more or less functionally very, very similar to every other recipe in the game? And maybe not. Maybe they've come up with something that's a little bit different. But take Factorio space exploration, for example. They had this sort of he went on how there is this sort of evidence-based research, I think he called it, or data-based research. And yeah, okay, but they're still just intermediate products that you make and you put into another machine to make the next product. It doesn't really, from a gameplay perspective, it doesn't matter that they are a type of data. It's just more of the same. I hear the particle accelerator spinning up. They're all. It's just more of the same with a fancy name and a fancy picture and so on attached to it. So I feel that having a quantum physics expansion, it's going to have some nice flavor text probably, and maybe some pretty pictures, and there'll be some more giant machines that do particle accelerating things like this one does. Sure, but materially, how is it going to actually affect the gameplay? I'm sort of waiting for it to produce one more, because when it does, I can then take this over and it'll have a round number of exactly 900 in the elevator. That's the only reason I'm still standing here. maybe the machines there'll be something fundamentally different about them, and if there is, that would be very cool. I don't want to sort of poo-poo an idea before I've even seen anything about it. So yeah, the machines might be fundamentally different, but the thing so far that is not the case. You have constructors, assemblers, and manufacturers that take in 1, 2, or 4 ingredients. You have particle accelerators that take in 2 ingredients, and you have refineries that take in 2 ingredients, give out 2 ingredients, but one of each can be a fluid, and so on. But they're all a machine. You put things into the machine, and something else comes out of the machine. And Factorio space exploration, exactly the same sort of thing. There's quite a large number of machines in that mod, that all do different things. So there's laser facilities, there's nuclear facilities, there's space manufactories, there's supercomputers, and so on. But functionally, every single one of them is an assembly machine, because you put something in and you get something, or you put some things in and you get some things out. Some of them occasionally there might be fluids in there as well, but basically they are all functionally equivalent. You're just given different machines to add to the flavor text and to make the game, and to be fair, to make the game a little bit more complicated, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. I'm not saying that you shouldn't make the game. You should simplify the game down to its absolute bare bones. That's definitely not the case. When it's something as big and expansive as space exploration, I think having lots of different machines is a good thing. Partly to boost the difficulty a little bit, but also partly to make things a little bit more interesting. So it's not just acres and acres and acres of the same machines. Vanilla Factorio tends to, if you're not careful, tends to turn into just, here are your enormous long lines of assembly machines with a row of beacons up either side of them, which is not hugely exciting. Sometimes you'll have chemical plants as well, to be fair, and a few other little bits and pieces like that. But basically, it's all much the same, and it's not enormously exciting. Just another pack of those. So, given the additional scale of space exploration, I think it's a good thing. It's a good idea to have lots of extra, slightly different things in there. 100, 200, 300, nearly 350. Okay, maybe 2/3 of the way there. So, yeah, I'm not meaning that as a criticism. However, I am also very, very aware that all of the machines are functionally pretty much the same. You put a thing in, you get another thing out. It doesn't make a lot of difference. And you can come in and say, yes, we've got this massively new, weird, and exciting thing. We're doing quantum physics, but if it's just another machine you put stuff into and you get stuff out of, it's not going to actually alter the game at all. You need something else to make it a bit different. And I mean, there are quite a lot of things in the game. You've got the various machines that build things, and you've got mining systems and belt systems. You've got the mergers and splitters for the belts. You've got the smart splitters. Now I would also like to see smart mergers, because as far as I can tell, I don't think there's a simple, easy way to merge belts with a priority from one of them. They've got various power things. The nuclear power feels interesting and different, although it is once again it is just put this thing into this building and this building into this building into this building and into this building, and you will get something else out at the end. So it is functionally essentially the same sort of thing, although there's the danger of radiation, I suppose, which is gives you an extra thing to think about. Having the space elevator or the hub machine or the MAM instead of research labs is a bit different in that it's sort of make a load of this thing and deliver it, and you probably want to just do that by hand. You don't. I did have at one point. I had things being fed directly into the space elevator, but as they were being made, but the things are made in sufficiently small quantities that isn't really necessary. Exactly, regular. That's sort of the point I'm getting at. That putting imaginary tokens into imaginary machines to turn them into different imaginary tokens can be quite interesting, because that's what all these games are based around. But once you're already doing that, having a different imaginary machine that is fundamentally exactly the same thing doesn't make a lot of difference to the gameplay. I think that's what I'm trying to say. And I've spent the last 5 minutes saying repeatedly in various different ways. So sorry about that. I'll try to be less repetitive. I like that it's producing the correct colour of fluid in this in the packager here, as it's making a little bit of a mess, sure, but it's the correct colour. So does this mean over here we've got orange goop coming out of it? Yes, we have. Excellent. I like those sort of little details. It's like the chemical plants in Factorio, where you have the colour of the stuff swirling around inside them, and the colour of the smoke pouring out of the top is based on the colour of the input and the colour of the output of the ingredients that you're using with it. So I like that sort of detail. It's quite nice. How are we doing? 400 and something. Steal all those. How my inventory is going to be full before I complete the challenge. So put those back in over here. No, other way around. Put those in over here. Sort. Ditch some concrete because concrete's cheap. Got lots of that lying around. I don't actually need 150 of those. I only need 100 of them. So get rid of a few of them. I don't need that much plastic right now. I do need that much turbo fuel. I don't need this much aluminium or steel. I'll do. True modules. That's a fair point, Ginger. Yes, the module slots do vary based on the machine. That's true. So yes, some of the more advanced machines can have more module slots. That's a difference. Crafting speed, yes. Although, to be fair, I think crafting speed, you could just change the recipe's crafting speed if you wanted to use the same machine for all the assembly things. And the physical size of the machines is different, yeah, but that doesn't really affect things all that much. But yeah, I will accept that I was possibly being a little sweeping when I said there's no difference between them; they're exactly the same. There's not a huge functional difference, and the same could be said for the chemical plants as well. They are also basically just assemblers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 450, 455. Hey Ninja, welcome. The compacted coal has just been formed into, well, some of it has been formed into nice neat cubes. I suppose, what else would I expect compacted coal to look like? Diamonds, I suppose. But diamonds might not make particularly good turbo fuel. Or maybe they would. I don't know. Apparently if you burn a diamond in pure oxygen, you get a very, very bright light out of it. So, yeah. Oh, we've run out of black powder. I say run out. There is actually enough in there to finish off. But you know what, let's get some more anyway. Leave this running, so when I come back there will still be some. Try and leave things tidy, as they say. Don't go over and break the construction system, because you might want it later. We might want some more of that thing later. So more of the black powder in here. Okay. I did not see that persistent. No, no, essentially. Like that. Some things, no. If you try and burn water in pure oxygen, I don't think much would happen because it's already burnt. I suppose that's an interesting point, Ginger. Yes, if you have the I remember when I played Angel Bobs, there were some special assembly machines you could use that ran extra fast, but could only be used to do electronic stuff. So they can make electronic circuits, they can make resistors, they might have been able to make transistors, they can make capacitors. Basically, they could make electronicsy stuff, but they couldn't make. You couldn't use them to make other buildings or to make trains or whatever else. They were just for electronics, and they were only 2x2. And yes, that's true. Fitting all of the inserters around them was a bit of a challenge. Yes. Oh, there we go. Now we've got enough. Let's take them all. In fact, and I can blow some things up if I feel like it. Right. Let's go and get irradiated, and cause some burnings, some unfortunate burning sensations. So I need to switch to that one. Close that and go in here. Shoop. Tips for streamers. Wow. let's see. I'd say probably one of the most important things is to find a niche. If you can find a niche that nobody else is streaming in, then you're in with a good chance of getting people to watch, because there won't really be any alternatives. Or alternatively, you'd want to try and be the best in your niche. Once you've hopefully found one. Beyond that, consistency is very important, because people like coming along. If people are enjoying your stream, they're going to want to come along to it however often. They're not going to want, and they're not going to want to miss it because 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There we go. Right, let's try and dispose of the. Oh, actually, I'm not getting irradiated by these. Other than just from where I was, they don't seem to actually be quite as deadly as I was expecting. Yeah, consistency. So people, if you're going to stream on a Monday night, for example, stream basically every Monday night. Now, if you miss the odd one because you're on holiday or something like that, then people will generally be forgiving and so on. But basically, you want to be you want people to be able to turn up and find your videos or your streams or whatever you're doing, and talk lots. It's top of the list. Nobody wants to come along and see someone just staring at a screen, or a game that's just being played with no explanation of what's going on. They want to see people. They want to have the running commentary that's sort of talking about it. That's what you're adding to the thing. But anyone can go off and play a game themselves. But if you're the value you're adding is talking about what you're doing and all that sort of thing. At least I'd say those are probably the top most important things. And then it's just sort of do it lots. Try to work on being interesting, and it sort of gradually comes in time. And yeah, one of the things I'm not very good at and could do with more practice of, and I'm not quite sure how to practice it, is to be slightly better at stringing commentary together while I'm doing something else that's sort of unrelated to what I'm talking about. That's quite difficult, and often something I struggle a bit with. As you probably noticed then, I paused a couple of times while I was picking up the nuclear. The fuel rod things to go and put them into the research unit over there. I paused a couple of times in my talking about something completely different because I was trying to concentrate on two things at once, and my brain can only do one thing at a time. It turns out. So but I think it's a skill you pick up. If you go back and watch some of my very early videos and compare them to the newer ones, I've got so much better at this sort of thing. Whether I'm actually good at this point is an exercise left up to the viewer. But yeah, I've definitely got a lot better at it. I'm not sure drugging myself to turn myself into a better streamer is a good idea. I sleep badly enough if I drink Coke in the evening, let alone trying anything stronger. I find I have noticed that alcohol is bad for my streaming because, again, it's the concentration thing. If I've had a few drinks, then I struggle even more to string interesting sentences together. And the same's true when I get tired as well, actually. And I know they say that with driving, that driving tired is almost as dangerous as driving drunk. It's just harder to breathalyze for. And so, yeah, it does. I've noticed it affects my streaming. I often find it'll get to sort of maybe 10:30, maybe 11:30, depending on how I'm generally feeling, and I'll realise that I eventually notice that I'm not talking as much as I should be, and what I am saying is probably not flowing quite as nicely as it would have been earlier in the evening, and so then that's a sign it's about time to go to bed. I'm not sure it counts as a career yet. I need the channel to be about 5 times bigger before I can call it a career. But I'll keep working on it. It's good. It's good fun. I'm enjoying it, and I think that's the main thing. It makes it much easier to carry on with it. Yes, always be yapping, exactly. And if you're struggling with that, then another possibility is to do a group stream. My other one, my Wednesday night stream is I'm playing with one of my friends, and it's her first time ever playing Factorio. So admittedly, I do most of the talking because she's mostly sitting there going, "What on earth is going on here?" But yeah, between us, it means I've got somebody else. I've got somebody else to talk to, and they've got. And also she's got someone else to sort of to throw suggestions at her and that sort of thing. So it works quite well from that sort of point of view. And the Factorio space exploration series I finished fairly recently. That one was a group playthrough. and that worked quite nicely. We had four of us playing, and I was sort of I was the only one streaming, so I was sort of the face of the group, but they were also on Discord chat as well, so they could be heard as well. And yeah, between us we worked quite well, I think, and I've definitely had some people say they like the group streaming thing. So they flew even further than I meant them to. Nope, that one didn't go far enough. This grenade throwing thing is tricky. That one's in about the right place. Boom. I mean, caffeine and alcohol are definitely both drugs. Do we count sugar as a drug these days? It's probably more dangerous than most of the other drugs I take. Yes, I hope you brought enough for everyone. Brought enough for the whole class, as they say. Nope, that's fallen short. Oh, there's a slug on top of that rock as well. I could go and get that once I've killed all the gas rocks. Boom! There goes another one. I'd like to use the cluster grenades, but I don't know how to throw them, given that I've still got a couple of these left. So let's get rid of the last two of these, and then see if it switches over automatically to cluster grenades. I think I missed. Let's try putting that over here. Boom! Yeah, there we go. Yeah, it's tricky. I mean, how do I switch ammunition? Not like that. No. So you see, I've both of my weapons now have the wrong type of ammunition, or are trying to use the wrong type of ammunition, even though I have something better. So I've got the cluster nobelisks here, and I don't know how to put them into that. No, it was just the detonator. Reload. Nope, can't reload. There's probably control in here somewhere. Let's have a look. Let's have a look in the options rather than just pressing random buttons and hoping to see what happens. Controls. No, key bindings. Key bindings. There we go. Primary fire, secondary fire, sample, quick switch. Quick switch E. Oh, E might do it. Did I try E? I did try E. It doesn't do it. Yeah, finding other people who want to stream with you can be tricky, and also finding the other problem with that is finding other people to stream with who are going to be good at it. Because the other thing is you only want to. I would recommend only having one person streaming at a time, because sample building tool fly. Flashlight. Yeah, if you have two people trying to stream at the same time, especially if it's a game like this, you'll find that you end up just talking over each other or trying to talk about different things at the same time, and it just causes problems because you're turbo base, okay, because you're both trying to talk to your own chat and you end up talking over the top of each other and it just doesn't work. I think there are probably some games where it can work, but I think you very much need to have one person streaming and one person not, and then other people not. Bottled lava, lovely. This sounds like a different game to me. I know you're talking about Minecraft. Right, so I still don't know how... if someone's got a moment, would they mind Googling how to change ammunition type in Satisfactory, please? Because this is ridiculous. However, in the meantime, I shall go down there. I was going to say I shall go down there and attempt to liberate that poor slug, but it's there's an awful lot of poison gas down there at the moment, and I don't really feel entirely comfortable with that. Bonk. Ow. No, it's not R. R is reload. Oh, hold. Hold. There we go. Thank you. That has in fact done it. Right, let's find out what these things do. I probably don't want to be this close, do I, really? Okay. It's basically it's doing more or less what I'd expect. Cool. I remember playing Worms way back in the day. You could do a sort of a cheap airstrike by throwing a cluster bomb or a banana bomb and having it blow up in the air like this, and just raining down explosives on the terrain underneath. That doesn't seem to have worked very well, sadly. Let's just chuck this straight at that one. Oh, pff. Gravity is stronger down here, by which I mean I'm throwing more. Is it safe over there now? Probably. I mean, I've got a gas mask, so it doesn't actually matter. But yeah, holding R makes a lot of sense. Okay, so with that logic, I can presumably come over to this gun and I can go, yes, I would like to use the turbo rifle ammo, please. I wonder if I can shoot the poison gas rocks with the turbo rifle ammo. It's just spewing out of the ground here. There is no emitter. There we go. There's one. It doesn't seem to do anything particularly spectacular. I wouldn't like to say why there are more clusters when it lands. Draw your own. Ooh, that was a big bang. And then it doesn't despawn for a moment after it's exploded, which is interesting. Lovely. Right. Okay, that is good. I've now claimed the slug, which is what I was trying to do there. No, I did not know that. So if you press E when I've got a belt, it switches between the tiers. What's holding it do? Oh, I see. Neat. Not especially useful, given that I can just scroll through them, but neat nonetheless. Thank you. Put that way. Put that way too. Right. Well, I didn't know that because I didn't need to know that. I'd worked out that pressing and holding V brings up the menu for what you want to scan for, but fridge dimensions. Is that why you keep going back and looking in it again, even after you've looked in it once and decided there isn't anything you want to eat? I think, yeah, as I say, people say it's not because you're expecting that what's in the fridge to have actually changed. You're having a look to see if your standards have dropped yet. I wonder if that works with other things as well. So I mean, I know that presumably it works with everything, where you can select through various different ones. So constructor, you can go to assembler and manufacturer like that. Presumably for press and hold it. Oh, and you get all the machines. That's quite useful. No, you look in it again to see if your standards have lowered far enough. So yeah, basically right. Okay, so how are things going? So I've completed all of the researches in the hub. So if we go down here, all of these are complete. I've completed all the researches in the MAM. So this is complete. There are more hard drives out there that I could possibly go looking for, but yeah, that would be a possibility, but I don't really want to. And I've done nearly all of the space elevator stuff, except for pretty stars, except for the last 720 of the assembly director units. So I've got a little while to go with that. Like this as well. Very nice. Yeah, exactly. It's been and also just tapping on E. If you're going through something like belts, if you've got tier 2 belts and you press it twice, you get tier 4 belts. Twice again, you get tier 1 belts. So and so on and so on. It's not you can know what you're going to get just by tapping E repeatedly. In fact, that's probably easier than holding E and then remembering where or learning where each of the numbers are on there. So. Yeah, I think at this, I don't feel too guilty about having been repeatedly pressing E all this time. I haven't been going in through the menus and going, I want a belt. Which belt do I want? I want belt 4. Haven't been doing it that way. I have set them up on the hotbar at the bottom. That said, there are a few of the buildings I've used enough times that I probably should have set them on the hotbar. I just haven't. I don't think I've ever been desperate enough to eat a piece of ham and squirt mayo in my mouth. No, but I'd probably go for something like Joyland before I do that, because at least that is vaguely to be honest, it's more palatable than a slice of ham and a squirt of mayo. So, but you know, you do you. I'm not going to snack shame. Bonk. Yeah, to be fair, just eating a piece of ham or a piece of chorizo or something like that could be quite nice. But then gratuitously squirting mayo in your mouth, no, just. So that's slightly over 2,300. Well, putting the mental into judgmental. Yes, or adding some judge onto my normal mental. I don't know. Okay, so I'm now at a point where there's not really a great deal else to do in this game. I suppose I could put together another of the go-kart speeder bike things and go off and do some exploring again. But I did that, and it was mildly interesting, but I've sort of done it. I think at this point there isn't much more to do in this game apart from leave it running for another 10 hours or so. Do you have any? Is there anything in the game you'd like me to show you? Is there anything do you have any questions about it? Anything like that for me? I can do a bit of a Q&A session or a base exploration and base tour, that sort of thing. I don't think setting the clock on my computer forwards would work. It's not like playing, I don't know, some game. It doesn't use the computer's clock to determine how much stuff has been made. If only it did, that'd be very, very tempting. No, I suspect the game has to at least try and simulate some of it. Those balloon animals are very clumsy. Actually, let's go off and have a play with the new turbo ammo, because I haven't used that on anything in anger, and I haven't used any cluster nobelisks on the enemies. So let's go off to a more dangerous area and have a look around, and try and find something to pick a fight with. I was going to say I like the way you think, but I'd have been lying. Right, so I mean, there are some somewhat unexplored areas down that way, but I think the best area is going to be to go back up into the red forest up there. I have tried blowing up my own stuff to see what happens, and your own buildings and stuff don't have damage. There isn't a damage system for them, so they don't take damage. So I'm afraid that doesn't actually do anything. I haven't tried throwing explosives at my nuclear power plant, but I suspect it would be exactly the same. In that it wouldn't do anything because the buildings themselves are all just indestructible. Sorry to disappoint. Oh, there's another crashed landing pod over there, which will have another hard drive in it. Let's make my way over there and see if I find anything to shoot on the way. Or I could drop out of this tube into the other one, like this, and head over this way. This is probably going to be more dangerous, so let's do this instead. Maybe if I land on here, see what I can see. Oh, there's a... oh, that was not what I was hoping. Oh, no. This is bad. I know I also lost half my health. There was a welcoming committee on the top of the rock, and I was not ready for it. Mostly because it spawned... It didn't get drawn until I was practically there. Right. The new ammunition is said to be less accurate, but we'll try it from here anyway. From a distance of reasonable safety. Because I'm getting attacked, but I don't know where from. Is there anything else attacking me? Yes, there is. Spider! Ow. Multiple spiders. Do not want. There seems to be a little bit of delay in the firing from this gun. Oh dear, I've run out of fuel again. Oh no, I'm dead. I don't know why I even try combat. I really don't. I'm just embarrassingly bad at it. Right, what's in the box? Stuff I don't care about. Good. Yeah, pretty much. Do I have any? Yeah, exactly. That's why I prefer my combat turn-based. It tends to go a little bit better for me then. No, don't dismantle. I was going to say I'm not a Twitch gamer, but given I'm streaming, I might have struggled to justify that. Wrong sort of Twitch gaming, I know, but you know what I mean. Alright, I better go and get my stuff. I kind of need that. Have I got any weaponry? Come to think of it. No. Oh, yes. Yes. I've got 70-something ammunition. That's not too bad. Given that this is supposed to be more powerful, hopefully this will be enough to take out the spiders. Oh, for goodness sake. I thought I was coming in reasonably softly and also was going to go straight into the tube. But no. Might be a good time to find some nuts on the way over there then. Yeah, sticky bomb trap would probably be quite good. Do I still have any of those with me? One, maybe. No, I've got none. Sorry, I'm misreading a thing. Got 7 of these, though. Eat them. Yes and mostly no. So the fastest method of long-range transportation is to use those things, but to do it slightly better than that. Someone mentioning no names here pointed the output of the cannons directly to pylon and didn't realise. Come on, right? So you can do this. Another possibility is to use the zipline method, where you grab onto the cables like this. But this is basically as fast as it gets. It's probably one of my criticisms of this game is that, what was that? Oh, spider. Right, okay. Is that there aren't really any. It's a bit, getting around can be a bit of a drag. Once your factory gets quite large, as far as I can tell, the best way to get from A to B tends to be using the vacuum tube cannon system, and even that isn't exactly quick. I feel like I'm in a Vietnam War film with bad draw distance, so I can't tell where the enemy are. There's my stuff. Oh, there's a spider. Skid. And also there's an obnoxious noise because there's a pickup thing down there that is a currently unfinished piece of game content. So it doesn't do anything if you pick it up, but the game does nag you about it if you're nearby, and it makes obnoxious noises like that, which is really quite annoying, especially as I've just turned the volume up a bit. The gun fires much slower with this ammunition.
Legally compels you to harvest this artifact.
That is a big spider. Oh, it's 2 big spiders as well, which is even worse. I haven't got any explosives because I died, and I didn't pick up any more because that would be sensible. I'm going to turn that down because that is obnoxiously noisy. There we go. I'm definitely hitting it. I can see it going. I can see the splatter. But there we go. Right. The question is, am I brave enough to jump down there now and see if there's any others?
You are so lucky that you found this most valuable artifact.
Take everything. There we go. Alright, let's get the artifact. Stop the game whinging at me. But it's just a work in progress thing. It doesn't do anything. It's just a MacGuffin. Right, so I now have... Well, I have a bit more ammunition. And I also presumably have my grenades back again now. Right, so where was that rock that the spitter was on? There was a rock on the way over here. I was going to land on it and investigate the spitter. And I was going to land on it and see if I could find anything to attack. And then it turned out there's a spitter on it. And I panicked and flew away and got mauled by spiders. So let's head back over this way, see what we can see. Are there any more spiders? If so, I might panic. There's another work in progress pickup thing down there. Some nuts down there. That's what's nice. Anything around here, though, I've probably defeated because I've been using this area. Therefore, it's kind of I've had to kill everything around here for keeping myself safe. So, but we've tested the ammunition and found that it is, well, I don't know. I honestly couldn't tell you whether it's better or worse than the stuff I've been using previously. It fires more slowly. If you told me it did more damage, I would say, okay, I probably believe you. Oop, I'm running low on fuel. Let's make an unscheduled landing. Oops, that's the one with the splitter on it again. Oh, good. Oh no, I'm not dead. I didn't quite have enough jet fuel to make a soft landing there. I misestimated if I did a little bit, should we say. Alright, let's go up here because this is a safe place. Right, here is my safe space. So, primary directive to swim close to that beautiful... Is that a quote from something? Because I don't recognise it, but it sounds like a quote. Boom! Alright, one more. Out that way. Oh, more enemies down there. Let's cluster grenade them. This is much less scary because they're not much less scary because they're much less capable of getting to me because they can't climb or fly or jump or spit. Ha! I've stuck one directly onto that pig. But it's a sufficiently big one that it didn't seem to care. Well, I say it didn't care. It didn't die. I've only got 3 of these grenades left now. And I still have absolutely no concept of how much to aim up in order to put a grenade where I want it to go. You're going to come this way a bit? If you come this way a bit, then I can blow you up twice. Let's try shooting it. Come on, come this way. Jeez, I know those things are bullet sponges, but that's a bit ridiculous. I don't think that's dead. It hasn't dropped the bacon yet. I don't know, that said, it's not moving much. I honestly can't tell, and I don't want to drop down there to find out. Oh, okay. It's now. I looked away and it's now disappeared. Yeah. So okay. So three cluster nobelisks do appear to be enough to take out one of the big pig creatures. That's good to know. Oh yes, this is my tertiary, no, secondary oil processing and rubber production facility. I remember. Oh, Subnautica, I've heard of that. Not played it, but I've heard of it and know a little bit about it. I think I might be just about done over here, to be honest. Oh, there's a crash wasp now. I should go and investigate that. Scare the local wildlife a bit first, though. I think I've killed at least one of them. Kind of hard to tell. Maybe if I look away and look back, it'll despawn it. Ooh, that one went down. But there's another one. At least with these things, it's just shooting fish in a barrel, which is a lot less difficult. Let's try a different vantage point. So if I come over here, then I can't see them at all. Okay, can I get up onto there with one jetpack burn? Yes, I can. There's another slug over there as well, that's worth having. Can I get on that? Clonk. Yes. Seems to be made of rock by the sounds of it. So hang on, I was over there. Looked over here, so it must be the thing, the crashed pod I spotted must be in that sort of gap down there, but I can't see it from here. Yeah, this is the gap I was shooting through. Maybe I was mistaken. Maybe that wasn't a crashed pod. One of those things. Oh, no, there it is. And there's the local guardian. Right, what have we got over here? We've got some heat sinks. Got some motors. Got some crashed pod. Where's the actual useful bit? The drop pod, here we go. Needs 5 crystal oscillators. Oh, for goodness sake. Yeah, I don't have any of those with me. They're not something I just carry around in my pockets. There's something I could go and get, but again, I don't really care. Let's just loot the random, easy to get stuff around here. Like computers. Some fairly valuable stuff, actually. Heat sinks are pretty good. Oh yes, and there was a slug up here as well. That's worth having. I say worth having as if I'm not sort of right at the end of the game at this point, but you know. There we go, grab one of those. Yeah, I think the turbo fuel does make you a little bit more mobile. It doesn't last for as long, no, but you can get a lot more height out of it. Normally with the normal fuel, trying to get height is frustrating and difficult. What's that down there? I think that might just be uranium patches. The game is pretty, I'll definitely give it that. I mean, the landscape here is very nice, and it feels like some effort has been put into it. I was going to say to make it realistic. I don't actually mean realistic, but to make it sort of hang together and make sense. Like you've got all this sort of the high area over here, and then land drops away again, and there's some sort of volcanic crater type things down here with a tree growing in the middle of it, and then some weird balloon plants on the horizon as well. And it's very, very extreme geography, yes, but it sort of works. Where am I at the moment? Okay, I'm looking off the edge there. I feel like it'd be interesting to build. Oh yeah, it'd be interesting to build another radar tower on this area over here where I've got my this part of the factory set up. So let's go and get the bits and pieces required for that, because I think that'll be at least slightly interesting. Right, so in order to do that, I will need radar tower part. It's an organisation? Yeah, radar tower. There we go. So I want one of those. So I need some heavy modular frames and some crystal oscillators. Let's go fetch those. Let's try and do that again, but better. I'm not quite sure how I missed that, but I did. Tree in the tree. Right. Okay. So all of that stuff is going to come from the aluminium production area base, which is over this way a bit. So let's fly over this. Let's land on this spiky area. What could possibly go wrong? It's probably going to be another slug up here knowing this game. I could run out of fuel. That'd go quite wrong. Ooh. Touchdown. What we got up here? There's lots of leaves. I can't see if there's anything interesting up here because it's just leaves. Ooh, that looked like a slug. There it is. It's just in amongst the leaves. Right. Purple slug. Yeah. Is the purple slug a tier 3 slug? I think it probably is. Or the third tier after blue and yellow being the first ones. Okay, there's a crashed pod over there. Let's go and investigate that as well, since I think I probably can from here. It looks a little bit radioactive over here, but I do have radiation shielding, so that's okay. Oh, there's a spitter there as well. Or two. This is probably going to go badly wrong for me. I don't think I want to be here. If I'm going to fight them, I want to do it from an area where I've got an obvious massive advantage, like being able to shoot them and they can't see me. That's the sort of odds I like in this game. I think I've got enough jet fuel just to get back over land over here. Maybe I could land on this rock. Yeah, I think I can. Yeah, as I was saying, I feel like the oh, there's wasp launchers up here. That's no fun. Ooh, no. I thought I saw the signs of a power slug, but maybe not. Touchdown. Okay. Yeah, so it's taking a little bit of getting used to with the turbo fuel, because you get slightly more upwards motion out of when you press the jetpack button, and getting slightly more up out of it, and so that means it flies me up a little bit further than I'm kind of expecting, and I'm not quite used to it. So that's going to be my excuse if I come to some sort of cropper at any point. And a good excuse it is too, I think you'll find. Alright, am I making cables here? And am I making heavy assemblies? Probably not. What have we got here? Now, none of that looks like it's going to require heavy assemblies. I'm just thinking I don't really want to have to go to too many areas, so if I could get my heavy modular frames and cables from here as well, that would make things a little bit easier. But I think probably not. I know those cubes are being brought in as is, so I'm not going to be able to get onto the production from those. Not even cables though. Although I suppose there's no point in looking for cables if I don't have the other things that I need. So right, let's stop this. Let's just get back to the base. I've got the bit that I had to get from here because it's not made anywhere else. Let's switch jetpacks. Try again. Ooh, we've got a train jam. Possibly. Whoop. Possibly. Okay, so heavy heavy modular frames we have plenty of over here. And cables, yes, obviously. I say, I feel like cables should be absolutely everywhere. They're clearly not, but I feel like they should be. Cables will be in here. There we go. And heavy modular frames, that's this box up here. Whoop. Yeah, I'm getting a lot more speed out of this new jetpack than I expected to, basically. Okay, back out to the new oil and rubber area in as few hops as possible. So it's going to be one to get to the bottom of that vacuum tube thing over there. So that'll take me over to the aluminium processing, and I can hop over into the other vacuum tube cannon, which will lob me over towards the new oil processing area, and that'll get me about to where I want to go. There we go. That's what I was trying to do last time when I landed and broke my ankle. Much better. If you can land straight in the vacuum tube, then you just keep going, and it's lovely and smooth. Aluminium's still trickling through at a reasonably steady rate. That's about the best I can hope for from it, I guess. Alright, so if I come along here and then go into the other tube over here, I should be able to just fall in out of one and into the other. Like that. And then boost over the top of there. Lovely. Oh, and hit a tree. That's and I've got... same for the water, because I'm not sure I've got any... Yes, I ran out of jet fuel somehow. Oh, because I hadn't touched the ground anywhere, because I'd gone straight from one tube into the other. So I'd still, I didn't have any fuel left when I flew out at the other end. That's why I struggled that time. Okay, well, I'm sort of glad I understand, because that makes kind of sense. And now I'm trying to cross the all this unfriendly terrain the old-fashioned way. So let's nope, that one. Use that instead. Come on, grab the cable. No, grab the cable. There we go. Strong. And yeah, I'll build it right out over here. I'm going to smack. Right out over here. This is probably about as far away as I can get it. And still be in appropriate cabling range. So a critter down there. No, it's nuts. Yes, it is a critter. And they have weapons of... Whoop. You know what? Let's just get this thing built. Oh. Hooked up like that. There we go. And I can now fly up it. I mean, this is, no, I can't. No, I can't. Ow. If I switch to the other hover pack, then I can fly up it. I'm sure I could have climbed the ladders. That would, oh. Huh. This is as high as I can get. Interesting. Cool, lots of critters around here. Ah! I didn't expect it to have that sort of range. Where is it? Oh, there it is. It's got up there. Cheeky sod. These ones, I think... Have I got any of these left? No. Yes, one. Require something a little bit more... destructive. And even that's not quite enough. I did have some... Yes, oh, there we go. I've got some nuts. Let's eat those. At least I've got this nice tower to hide behind. Without that, I would be struggling quite a bit. There's quite a bit more here. That's a chainsaw. We don't use that. There we go. There we go. And ragdoll straight off the cliff. Lovely. Splat. Right. So the reason I did that was to put down this piece of... This nice extension to my radar network, and just to have a look around, really, because you can see out here there's some more limestone, there's some coal. What's this stuff? Geysers. Okay, so presumably that's just water that you can pump up directly out of the ground if you don't want to, just stick pumps in the lakes like a normal person. Some more gold over here. Got a dotted line here that I think is a rendering error. Gold, more sulfur, and that's another geyser. Yeah, another geyser. Okay, so nothing enormously exciting out this way, but it's still it's nice to just randomly do a little bit of exploring, I think. And shoot the local wildlife, as I say. And autosave while I'm trying to shoot the local wildlife as well, apparently. That's enough of that. Actually, can I... So I run out of flight ability just before I could land on that top platform and then start climbing up the ladders and things. That's mean. So can I get through this gap? I kind of want to just climb up this thing because it's here. But I can't. Short of going all the way back down to the bottom again, probably. And then climbing to before. No, I think the dotted line was the on the map. There's a circle that this radar tower produces. I think I feel like the dotted line is probably a rendering error, but I have to admit I'm not certain. Oh. Am I not supposed to be able to climb this then? Because the ladder ends about here. And then goes back. Oh, this is where it goes on the outside. Okay. Can I grab the ladder, please? There we go. So we got to here. And then there's a ladder up there. There's a ladder to get to that ladder there. Oh, I see. I drop out here. Right. Just wasn't looking properly. Fair enough. I don't know whether I'm going to get a significantly better view from up here, but it's here, so I feel like I should. I feel like I should climb it. Oh, those circles there. I think so, because there's more circles over here, and they haven't caused a shadow. So I think that's probably just a coincidence. I think it's those are the things that you're seeing on the map, the little circles. Let's see if that's am I pointing directly towards them? Yes, yeah, it's those things. I don't think they're going to be blocking the radar, but you never know. It's possible, I suppose. Oop. Plummet. Oh, for goodness sake. That's enough of that. Let's go back down. I was going to see if I could fly up onto the top of it, but I suspect I'd probably just kill myself again. That's interesting. There's a red light on there. And there's a green light on that side of it, which perhaps is the radar working. I don't know why there's a red light. Can you configure these things? Yes. Okay, so I found 13 of these odd things, 115 slugs, 29 of those collectibles, 12 hard drives, various critters, and also plants. Interesting. So it tells you about stuff that's nearby. Does it tell me anything about these, like what they're called or anything? But, no, just little pictures of them. Okay. Still spiders around. Haven't killed all of them yet. Okay. So given the state the game is in now, I think I'm probably going to stop the stream sort of fairly soon. I'll fly back over to the main base first. Decide if there's anywhere else worth putting another radar tower. But basically, I think call a slightly early end to the stream, with the intent of sort of then letting it run a bit overnight and maybe tomorrow night as well. We'll see. Just to try and get some of the some stuff finished off and get the game completed, and then I probably won't. I guess that means I probably won't stream Satisfactory again, because I don't think a base tour will be very satisfying. Although that said, maybe seeing that the space elevator get the final thing done would be. Maybe I'll make maybe a video for that or something like that. A little sort of a short or just a video where I'll sort of talk a bit about the game and that sort of thing. Would be a nice way to wrap the stream up. So, if assuming I go ahead with that, and that's sort of a plan I have just made, and therefore haven't really thought through completely, but with that intention in mind, next week I shall continue with XCOM 2. So I was playing that about a year ago before I started playing Satisfactory. Then one of my one of my friends gave me a copy, gifted me a copy of Satisfactory because he wanted to see me playing it on stream. So I thought, yeah, that sounds like a good idea. So I started playing that instead. So I don't know how far through XCOM 2. I've probably got to the point where I've completely forgotten how to play the game. So it's going to be might be a bit of a disaster when I pick it up again, but we'll see how it goes. So I think I'll intend to do that on next Monday. In the meantime, on Wednesday we should be back with some more Factorio for the episode 4, I think, of Jen's first factory, where my friend Jen is attempting. I've got the wrong jetpack on again. Is attempting Factorio for the first time, and she's doing quite well. She in the first stream, she managed to get red and green science being produced. In the second stream, she managed to get them being produced at quite a good speed. And in the last stream, she managed to get blue science being produced, albeit quite slowly. So we'll see what she. And she discovered her first biters as well. So there should be some more potentially biter related fun happening in the next stream. We'll see how she gets on with that. Ooh, there's a launch thing over here. Let's use that. So that'll be Wednesday, 7:30 p.m. UK time as usual, and come along and see how she gets on with it. And then what else is happening? Oh yes, we finished Factorio K2SE a little while ago, and we did a retrospective stream of that, and I've been sort of turning some of the questions from that into a video to post and to give you an idea of how things went and a bit of discussion as to what we thought of the mod pack and all that sort of thing. So I've been making a video out of that. There'll be one of those coming out at the end of the week in the slot where we used to have them as well. And two of us have been sort of carrying on with the game as well. So there's a little bit more progress has been made. And I'll be making some more summary videos of that, which will come out at some point as well. So there's always plenty of stuff happening on the channel. There's a couple of streams a week and then various videos as I have time to make them. So so please make sure you're subscribed to the YouTube channel as well as following the Twitch channel, or subscribe to the Twitch channel as well if you're feeling generous. That is always appreciated. Come along to the Discord if you want to chat about all this stuff. Otherwise, I shall see you on Wednesday. Let's see what we made in here. Another 80 something of them. So it's ticking along nicely. Just need a little bit more of that sort of thing. So this has been Laurence Plays Satisfactory. Thank you very much for watching, and I shall see you next time. Good night.